Hey, we're back.
Woo!
Yay!
So we're gonna talk
I
about
like the
Nintendo.
first take better.
We're gonna talk about Nintendo for the rest, and we brought along an extra pal this time.
Oh, hey! It is I, Monkey Manor, also known as Business Kong.
Also rebranded as Business Con.
Officially.
He's got to commit to that bit.
The
Hey.
ambitious rebrand.
Yeah.
We're revitalized. We're the end of the end of the desert of games is in sight.
The end of the black desert of games. Yeah.
Yeah, we're crawling through, but we're crawling on our knees instead of our hands and knees this time. So maybe we'll make it.
Maybe. Well, we'll see.
So yeah, this video is gonna be Nintendo, Smash, and wrap-up thoughts.
This is only one conference, and a shorter one at that. But like, I don't think anyone is surprised by the fact that this video is however long it is.
I don't think it'll be that long. I think that I don't know how we could get longer than the other ones we already did with just one conference.
It'll be
It'll
the longest conference discussion, but
Yeah.
For sure.
But we also spent a stupid amount of time talking about the Star Wars game that didn't have any footage, like The Crew 2, all this bullshit that
The Crew too?
bullshit that didn't need any time. I feel
we weren't good about being concise this year, and the fact that we haven't really started talking about a game yet means we're still doing that.
Okay,
So,
Nintendo 2018.
Let's do a game-by-game recap of the last 6 months.
Alright,
Nintendo 2018.
so
They started with
Nintendo
robots.
robots,
Yeah, so-
Damon X Machina.
Matt Damon's Robot Adventure.
Does anyone else think this game looks kind of fucking rad?
I think it looks cool.
yeah.
I like the art style. It's kind of got a cell shaded kind of look, but really the color is really
Yeah.
really saturized, so it looks
I
pretty
don't know.
stylish.
At first I was confused. I got a really Xenoblade X vibe from it, but I knew it wasn't. So I was like, "What the heck is this?"
It's not Monolith doesn't have any hand in it, do they?
no, I don't.
No.
Okay. Did
Marvelous
they have
is the
a-
developer.
Who is it?
Marvelous?
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm sorry. It's Marvelous.
Marvelous
It's in all
entertainment.
caps.
Marvelous.
Marvelous, darling, marvelous. They published Harvest Moon, or maybe they developed the old Harvest Moon.
Yeah, they're part of the Harvest Moon. I love.
Natsume, I think, published and Marvelous developed, and those
Mhm.
games are good. So, the people that make Harvest Moon, I trust them to make a robot fighting game.
Okay, we're talking about Harvest Moon nowadays or back in the day?
No, the old ones. Marvelous, I don't think
Okay.
is on board with Harvest Moon anymore. I think they're off that IP.
I don't see Harvest Moon on Marvelous.
Well, they were.
This is
Marvelous
list of games.
Definitely were.
Maybe it was just a marvelous game. It wasn't
Unless
a
maybe,
developer.
the
it was
Japanese-
Oh, no,
Bird
there they
Pokémon.
are. Harvest Moon Animal Parade and Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility.
There's
was
definitely
my-
more than
that was
that.
my
And
There-
Harvest Moon A New Beginning. Those are the only three I see on here.
Those are my stick. Those are my favorites, except I never finished A New Beginning. Also, this is supposed to be about Damon X Machina.
They didn't really show that much. It just looks like a robot action game. A lot of people are saying it's some of the team that used to work on the old Armored Core series from the PS2 Xbox generation are working on this now. Which weird that it's on Switch, I think, but that's cool. I definitely have one viewer on Snack Attack 8 who always fucking asks me to play Armored Core. so maybe I will, and then maybe I'll check this out, or maybe this will be my gateway into Armored Core too. I don't know.
You say that, but also, who would have thought that the Xeno and Bayonetta properties would be Nintendo series?
Yeah, for sure. It was not something we saw anywhere else, which was a good way to start Nintendo, I think. And it looks like a
Right.
cool property for Switch. I hope it'll be good.
I think I've played... I'm sorry. You go, Monkey.
But I'm definitely keeping my eye on it. I'm really
Yeah.
interested to see where this is going, and who knows, there might be something crazy.
There's something about the audacity of the title Demon Ex Machina that just is hilarious to me. It's just so edgy that I just love.
I'm pretty sure it's just Demon Machina.
We did talk about this right before we started recording, but I said, I knew, like, you know, obviously this series is dead. Custom Robo is dead. But, like, I thought, like, the player character kind of looked like it could be a Robo from Custom Robo, so I'm like, that's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think during the presentation, it was, like, that was really weird. It got me a little worried because, like, at the end of when they're showing it just abruptly cut in the middle of music. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's right.
Such an abrupt ending.
Just like, enough of that. No, I'm moving on.
It's like, alright, I think they had enough of this game.
It is interesting that they picked that as the first game to open up.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Things.
I guess it's just like an impressive looking, like, looks like a big, like, kind of AAA scale, like,
It's a
new,
good way to get people's attention.
yeah, new
And, like,
IP.
Nintendo, oh, we'll see, you know, Mario or Zelda or something, and they're like, bam, robots.
We'll see, you know, probably like Yoshi.
maybe Metroid Prime 4.
Rip.
Oh,
We'll get to that though.
we won't, actually.
Well, you're right. We'll get to that next year.
Next year. So after, anyone, last thoughts for Daemon X Machina?
Looks cool.
It's
Yeah.
it's a new IP potentially, so yeah, you know, it's something to look at because when you think Nintendo, you don't really think about new IPs as much. Like Splatoon was the last
For
big
sure.
one, but like
You know,
I would arm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like first party. It's definitely not in-house Nintendo, but it's
Right.
definitely.
when you think of
Right.
Nintendo, you don't really think like super fighting robots.
I feel like if they like showed it first thing at E3 though, maybe it's second party, like Xenoblade or like Bayonetta.
yeah.
Yeah, no, like, they showed it. So
Speaking
that's-
of Xenoblade,
But yeah, speaking of Xenoblade, good segue. Is this the first DLC pack?
I think this was the story expansion. There were some small DLCs before that added some
Okay.
blades and some challenges and stuff.
I
Okay,
know
so this
Breath of the
is-
Wild has a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 like tie-in or something. I just saw that on there when I was playing that the other day. Sorry, I don't mean to just completely derail us, but
So
that's
this-
pretty much the ethos of Puddle
This
Games.
looks like it's like a story mode expansion, what seems to be like a prequel to the story. And one cool thing I found out is that it's getting its own physical release, so...
yeah. I
It's-
think that's really weird, but I guess if people want a physical option, that's kind of cool.
it's
I'm
also
getting it.
it's also like really weird how it works. So from what I understand, so like the DLC, like the story thing, is its own cart, and it comes with like a code for like the season pass stuff, which a lot like is a weird thing a lot of Switch games do, which I'm not really that into because it's just like, why couldn't you just put that on the cart too?
Yeah.
But also,
The reason it's weird though, Taryn, is because it's DLC for base
Yeah,
Xenoblade,
that's-
not for the
yeah.
not for the cart that's coming in.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, you still have to own Xenoblade to get the other season pass stuff. So
The Nintendo Switch has no storage space, which
Yeah.
I think is why we're getting this as a physical bag. It's probably too big for people to want to put on their base Switch,
Oh, we'll probably
and
shrink
that's
it
why
down.
it's coming physical too. So you don't have to do that.
It may be too big, but they'll find a way to shrink it for Smash Brothers.
So yeah, so that's Torna, the Golden Country.
Yeah,
Xenoblade
it has
2
new
DLC.
characters and stuff from what it seems too, so it does look like it's pretty sizable.
also
I
looks
don't
like
know
it has
shit about this game, but like it, you know,
also looks like it has some classic characters too.
Yeah.
and it still looks just like Sonic, or it just still looks like Knuckles Chaotix to me. So I don't know,
Why Knuckles Chaotix?
because they're attached by a little thing in Xenoblade 2. It's like
Oh, okay.
Knuckles Chaotix.
Okay.
It's basically the same. Xenoblade 2 really is the Knuckles Chaotix of Sonic.
Wasn't there like another game at E3 that people compared to Knuckles Chaotix?
Yeah, there
There's
was.
Unravel 2.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
I mean,
right,
that
yeah.
actually did, like, that was more like it than just the meme that I was making. That was a little Magfest meme. I don't know how many of you guys remember that. But
Oh, I don't.
None of our watchers.
Yeah. I don't think people go. I don't think people go to Magfest.
yeah, you're right.
So yeah, that comes out September, just a couple months away. So I feel like Xenoblade 2, you'll get a big ol' expansion pack. Should probably be several hours worth of
Big old
content.
reading game.
You get the
Yep.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Donkey Kong adventure.
Ooh.
Nope.
I will say one more thing about
Tell
Xenoblade
me
thing
that.
is that I'm just kind of glad that the presentation was not like the Xenoblade 2 presentation from last year.
Oh my god, thank god.
Oh, where they explain
So-
every in-game mechanic.
Yeah.
So here's all the different options for attack. Here's every like it was so much.
And
I
here's
was
my
glad
shirt
that they kept
size.
it brief, for sure.
Well, that was one thing I realized with a lot of this presentation. Other than the big thing, they kept everything brief.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
brief.
for some people, that was much less thrilling, I'm sure. And I've seen a lot of discourse about like whether or not this was a good presentation or not, and like whether people got anything out of it. There were a lot of like, I mean, all of us in here were really fucking hyped, but there were also a lot of people that were just very salty and disappointed about
I
it.
I felt like you, whether or not you got a lot out of it is whether or not you're really into the last game on the list.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I don't think they showed a lot of like exciting stuff, but also the last game was like by far my game of the show. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I think, yes, let's save some of these thoughts
We done talking about
for the
Xenoblade?
end of the
I
discussion.
think so.
Titties.
Alright, then let's
Get out. So after that,
Did I show
we got
Reggie's
some
house?
scenes with Reggie.
Oh yeah, they showed Reggie's titties after that.
Wow.
Stop.
Um,
So
Reggie, he detailed how you can play the Nintendo Switch on any mountain high, any valley low.
Hello.
Wasn't that last year?
I think they did talk about that again.
Yeah,
this
there was
year.
like a picture of a guy with his Switch on like a mountain or something.
Yeah.
Mountain.
Just
Play
imagine,
Switch.
it's like, you know what? I'm gonna climb Mount Everest, and you know what I do when I get to the top? Play my damn Switch.
He was probably like, my fucking kids are always playing the Switch and I don't have any time, so let me just climb a mountain to get away from my family to play Switch.
Can you imagine propping a Switch up on a rock with that flimsy ass little kickstand?
Yeah, that shit would blow off the mountain. You're like, you would ruin your Switch climbing the mountain.
just like one of the most non-aesthetic things, just picturing like a Switch like blowing off down the mountain and hitting every rock with the screen first. Like,
And it's, you know, a Switch isn't like a GameCube where it'll survive that. Like,
Yeah,
the Switch is gonna break.
if a GameCube falls down the mountain, I might be worried about the mountain. Anyway, Pokemon, let's go Pikachu and Eevee.
We never talked about this in any video or anything before.
No, I guess we haven't.
So, do we want to start with the people who are into
Are
this
you sure
and
we
people?
didn't? Didn't we do
No,
it
we
last
didn't.
direct?
They did
No.
that Pokemon. They dropped all that Pokemon news, but we never recorded
Oh,
like a
that's
video or
right.
anything about it.
I think we should start with what they showed, and then we get into our
Yeah,
thoughts.
I mean,
Yeah.
Keep it
people
neutral.
people who watch this know what this is already. Like there's no way.
Yeah.
So we can just give our thoughts on it.
Okay.
So they talked about how, you know, a little more about how it works, showed some new scenes and stuff like that. They, you know, pimped out the Pokeball Plus, and the only reason anyone is going to buy it is because they put a Mew in it.
I think people who like this kind of like physical stuff will buy it. I saw a lot of people who were positive about this on Twitter and stuff, even
Right.
back when it got revealed for the first time.
I just think that it would just like it's going to sell, exceedingly more
Well,
because they put Mew in it.
yeah, for the people that want to
and the
collect
actual
all.
thing is never going to get used.
Yeah, the people that want to collect all 151 in this game are gonna get it for sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm really interested in the game. Like, it seems like it'll be a fun distraction just to play it once, but...
I'm
Play it
mildly interested in it. I'm really interested in like the look of it and all the new like audio visual like assets and stuff. Like the music pixel I know, and I've listened to, like he showed me some of the music that's already been in it, and it's all like it sounds pretty cool, and it's like a cute little thing. I'm definitely not gonna get it day one.
No,
Like I'm
no.
not gonna get it when it comes out, but I might pick it up at some point for like a little distraction or just something fun to do.
The
when
only
it's cheap.
thing I really didn't like is that there's straight up no Safari Zone. They just took that out.
Well, I mean, Safari Zone was just kind of... It wasn't my favorite. I understand it's integral to it, but also it wasn't, like, the best mechanically.
I mean, the only thing I'm wondering about is stuff like Kangaskhan, and where are they gonna put that?
Yeah, I'll just put it
They'll
somewhere
put it
else.
somewhere else, because, I mean, they put Oddish and Viridian Forest. They're going to find places for all of
Yeah,
them.
I'm just hoping that there isn't like some where like, oh yeah, you can get like 146, and the other ones you have to get from Go. I just hope they don't do that.
Nah, Kangaskhan only is in the Japanese version of the game.
And also, the other thing I find weird is that you can transfer Pokemon from Go to Let's Go, but you can't transfer stuff from Pokemon from Let's Go to Go.
I think that's
I think
fine.
mechanically wise, they function differently, so I think...
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's
It's probably because it's easy. Is it probably because it's easier to train Pokemon in game, and
That
then
makes sense.
Yeah,
it would probably
exactly.
be completely broken.
You could like just blast them up, and then if you put them back in Go, you could just rule all the gyms around your area and stuff.
But the training in those two seem like they'd be completely different. And they said that the CP that would be randomized from what you said from Go.
Well, you gotta think of, in Pokemon Go, like, the combat works way differently than it will in Let's Go, because Let's Go's combat, at least against trainers and gym leaders and stuff, is traditional style. So it's a lot easier to convert that from Go to the Let's Go style, as opposed to the opposite. And then again, you also run into all those problems of, like, all the, like, you know, grinding your Pokemon up all the way and putting them back in and just being undefeatable.
I'm just salty because I know that there's a couple Kanto Pokemon I'm never gonna be able to get Go. So, but there is
That's
one
fair.
possibly Gen 8 Pokemon that we're gonna get from Let's Go that you can send to Go.
Yeah, I am
That's
interested in that for sure. Like, and by that I mean I'm interested in seeing that when the game comes out and everybody immediately posts it on Cerebi and stuff.
Right. It'll be before the game comes out, probably.
Yeah. I am interested to hear the music remixes. That's pretty much where my excitement for this comes. I know there are a lot of people positive about this game. I just I guess I also didn't get into Pokemon Go, but just something about and I know this is supposed to be a spin-off. This is supposed to be a different game, and I know Gen 8 is coming. So it's not like I'm mad about this game. I just don't think it looks very good to me. I know a lot of people were saying this at E3, and this is a weird thing for me. The whole the big problem people were having was for Brock you need a grass or water type, and that's kind of I get this is a different game, but it's just weird to me because it kind of takes some of the the customization. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Options,
Yeah, I guess
diversity,
Nuance.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Freedom.
ennui, existentialism.
Shut up!
Another Pokemon game I'm not that into a spin-off is I haven't played XD, but the Coliseum, just because it's basically just there are so few options in that, you have to basically play a certain way, and this is kind of that in the opposite way, where they basically have these options, but they make you stick with a certain one. So I'm not. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know.
It really removes the quadrupedality of the game. I think that's what you were looking for.
Shut up.
Get out.
Also, Pokemon Coliseum sucks. Fight me in the comments.
You know what? I will fight you right the F now.
Alright, we don't got time.
Fighting Earl and Cole.
I guess I do get what Taryn's saying, and I mean I don't know how well it's gonna work, but it definitely seems like they're everyone will say oh, it sucks. It's weird that they require you to have this specific type to fight this trainer, and the answer to that is always, oh well, this one's for kids, but I don't know how much the other games aren't for kids is the thing. So I don't know how how necessary this is.
Yeah.
I like Kanto, and I'm excited to see it back again. Is kind of how I feel about it.
This is less for kids and more for Go newcomers.
Yeah, but I feel like that's I don't know how well it's gonna work, because the appeal of Go is that it's literally
Easy to
anything you would
access.
you'd need to focus on or spend time on is gone, and you just it's for the lazy adult, as far as people who are just into that, obviously people that get hardcore into it, I know Slim is, but
Well, it was.
well
I still play it.
Oh, okay.
But like as far as other people, it's like, oh, you remember these guys? Well, now you can like play a phone game for a couple minutes and get them.
I will say, like, one thing, it's just kind of a funny hindsight thing. I remember someone made like a meme about like in the height of Go, where they were like, what if they like made like a normal game that was like Pokemon Go, where instead of like walking around in real life, you just walk around in the game and collect Pokemon, and then someone replied, that's just Pokemon. But now in hindsight, it's kind of funny because there is that now.
Yeah. I don't know if I know who this is for, I think is what I'm trying to...
Right, like...
Who is it?
But I guess it's a spin-off, and I mean, it's Pokemon, so it's not going to do bad. It's interesting.
I think that's kind of my problem, that it's not going to do bad. Like, if I don't know, it just... I'm not going to say soulless, because obviously, like, the music and stuff is, like, aesthetic.
It's got a different focus, for sure, than the other ones.
It knows what it can get away with, I think, is what you're trying to say, Pixel. It's like, it doesn't have to, like...
Yeah.
I
think
get
it's
that.
a cash grab, basically.
Yeah,
You're paying,
I think so,
it's
too.
the most expensive Pokemon game so far, and if you want Mew, you have to pay $50 more. It's just... And there's no abilities or stats. Well, there are stats. There's no held items, I mean. It's just feels like a downgrade. You have to pay more for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting question. If this does well, do you think we'll see Let's Go for other regions?
I think that's what their
Possibly.
intention was saying. Like, that's essentially what I got out of it. Like,
Though it would be
because
cool
they're
if
saying
like
it's,
they focus it'd be cool if the Let's Go for the other regions like focused on another, like, you know how it's Eevee and Pikachu this time, if like they focused on like a mascot kind of guy or something.
Mareep and Dunsparce, yeah.
Yeah, like for Gen 4 you could get like Pokemon Munchlax and Pokemon Dunkus or something.
I was going to say Riolu, but Dunkus works.
Okay.
Dunkus works, I guess.
For Gen 2...
I agree with that as long as that doesn't hamper possible remakes in the future of other gens.
Yeah.
That's
I
true,
don't think it
'cause
would.
I don't think it would either.
As little as I want, like, I don't even want to say little, because I'm not even opposed to the Diamond Pearl remake, like, eventually happening, but, you know, I don't think we need it quite yet, like, especially before, like, a Gen 8. But I think I would still rather have that than this, although, like I said, I'm not opposed to this existing. It's just not something I really care about.
Same.
Okay.
These are my personal thoughts on this. For one, yeah, like, it's obviously a spin-off, but, like, I also just kind of see it as a kind of a different, and not necessarily in terms of, like, replacing, like, the standard Pokemon style, but just kind of a different take on the gameplay, and that's why I'm kind of looking forward to this, because I do enjoy Pokemon Go. It's always fun to kind of go out there and play that for a little bit, even if it's just, like, for a day or a week or something. And, you know, when I first saw this was definitely something I took notice of, and just kind of looking at it, like, I kind of see what they're kind of going for, and it's kind of funny that you mentioned, like, the no Safari Zone, and also the, like, you know, having to catch a grass Pokemon before Brock. It's almost like the entire game is the Safari Zone in a lot of ways. Like, you're trying to catch Pokemon. And that kind of, like, that's why I think it works. And then, like, I'd be interested in seeing almost, like, speedrun strats through the game because of that, because it'd be a whole different mindset. Because think about it, when you play Pokemon, and especially in, like, a speedrun setting, but even beyond that, some players will just kind of just go through the game with just one Pokemon just to finish it. So it's like, it kind of gives it a whole new dynamic, and I don't think it is going to replace the, you know, the current Pokemon gameplay we know and love. It's just a different take on it, and that's why I'm definitely more interested in this as opposed to a lot of others. And I also feel like a lot of other people are almost kind of like going a bit too extreme on this game because they think it's going to replace like the core gameplay, which I don't think it's going to do that, because
it's definitely not. And even like before this got even revealed, everybody thought it was going to, and I was like, no guys, like, are you serious? Why would you think that?
Like, even before, like, you know, the, like, oh, people are saying the rumors about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Even before that, people were like, they need to, like, overhaul the series, or they might, like, really overhaul the series. I just do not believe they will. No. Pokemon is, like, the way Pokemon is just so ingrained, like, you know, with all the, like, culture surrounding it, the tournaments and stuff, like they would not change up the game drastically.
Not at all. I do have to say, like, in Slim's favor, I think the idea of wandering around and just seeing what's there on the map and being able to like easily catch it there's some appeal in that to me.
Yeah, that's super cool.
It seems like kind of fun for this installment that like you can just be like, oh, there's Oddish in Viridian Forest now. I'm gonna get that, and then you just can get it by like just flicking the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's,
like
stripped down and cool, kind of in that.
Like Slim said, for speedrunning, that'd be awesome. Like you're rushing through it, and you're like, oh, an Oddish, grab that, go, get to Brock, so that kind of thing.
It's you know, and like I love the traditional Pokemon style, but even every now and then, even while playing Gen 7, like it still just kind of felt like, well, you know, I am just kind of playing like the same Pokemon game again, just in a different region. So, you know, I kind of like that they're trying to like, you know, just kind of make it fresh a little bit.
Branch
with
out
like
a little.
Yeah, like a new style, and I think that's kind of cool.
Get back to what we said earlier, and reasons why I will defend Coliseum is because like it did feel different, and it's just like what I feel for Let's Go. It's different. It's something that takes you away from what the series normally is, and
different in that it belonged in the trash.
Oh shit!
I'm just kidding. I actually don't even think it's that bad. I'm just not a big fan of it.
It also has amazing music.
It sure does.
That's
Work of the day. Go listen to the Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Coliseum, whatever it's called, soundtrack. Good.
Anyway, we're getting off track. So yeah, that's what I think it's interesting. I'm gonna give it a fair shot, just not right when it releases.
I will say I was like, I know I was pretty harsh on it, but going into it, I was pretty excited. But then with the treehouse thing, I was just it was really boring to watch.
Well, the treehouse stuff is like kind of hit or miss in a lot of ways.
Yeah, if they're not gonna show a new game that like you don't get the deal of already, I feel like it's kind of boring. Like we all know what it's gonna be like, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
One of the things I like about it that no one here has really talked about is just like I just like the look of it. I like Pikachu and Eevee on the character. That's super cute.
It's
I like
got a nice,
the following Pokemon back.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
I'd love to see
riding
that come
Onyx
back
into
again.
town and like just stomping around and shit. Like that's super cool.
Yeah.
I want to
like to
see,
see all the
I want to
things.
see the animations for all 151.
I
Following.
I'm pretty content, like, because I know, like, well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but like, I'm sure people will like, people I'm friends with and stuff will like make videos and stream it. So I'll get the game. I'll absorb the game that way because it's even if I'm not interested in the gameplay, Kanto is a nostalgic place for me. And even though I'm like, okay, we're really doing Kanto again, I would like to see it in the newer style. So
Yeah.
it'll be refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the argument for doing Kanto again is kind of weird considering that, I mean, sure, it got remade, but Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, like, what, 15 years ago now or something? They're 14 years? So, like, it's not like it's like, oh, like, every time it's Kanto, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, but for doing it again for a spin-off and updating it so much, I think it's cool.
To be fair, I think if you're talking about Kanto, you also need to count Heart Gold Soul Silver.
I don't agree with that, but sure.
It's the same aesthetic. It's just block.
It's still in the game. I think it's an important part of the game. So
Yeah.
They added windmills everywhere. It's nice.
Any closing thoughts for Let's Go?
we talked a lot about this game.
We
It's
sure
Pokemon.
did.
It's Pokemon and us. What do you expect?
You know what's a good game? Pokemon Snap. When is that going to get a sequel, right?
No.
We here at Puddle Plains love Pokemon, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Pokemon
But
Channel.
there's something that it seems like we love more.
There is something
That's-
we definitely also love. So
That's-
after that, we got to look at Super Mario Party.
Super Mario's Party.
Slim, you okay?
Yeah, I just got excited.
Yeah, I know.
Good.
So this is... it looks to be a return to form for Mario Party.
Kind of.
Well, so
Hi.
Slim,
Quote,
I think
unquote.
you might be the only one in here who played Star Rush.
You are our
Right.
Mario
Yeah.
Party resident expert.
Yeah, why don't you give some opening thoughts on this one?
Okay, well, so far from what we saw, whether it's just what they showcased us in the direct or even in the stuff afterwards in the treehouse. It is definitely a return to the coins and star gimmick of the traditional Mario Party, but there also does seem to be some kind of twists of Mario Party Star Rush, especially with the like character-specific dice and whatnot. But aside from that, and those just being like other options you can use to move around, it's looks to be just Mario Party as we know and love from Mario Party 1 through 8. You travel on a board. You collect coins to collect stars, and whoever has the most stars and coins at the end of the game wins. So I am really, really excited about this. I think it's finally a step in the right direction after what's been too many years of just Nintendo not listening to what people want.
If only we could see this for other Nintendo franchises that are out there.
Paper Mario!
Exactly.
And it even has online. However, it's not full online. It's just for like the minigame decathlon mode and just kind of the other minigame modes and whatnot, which is kind of a shame. I still would like to play like an actual board with people online, but it is a step in the right direction, and it does potentially mean that the next game should actually have full online if this pattern continues.
But hey,
Did they specifically deconfirm that the main mode, like party mode, doesn't have online, or did they just not say anything about it?
They said only minigame.
Okay.
Yeah,
But hey,
I think something like that.
Until that day comes where we get the full online, we still have 100% orange juice, so
Yeah.
Breaking news.
The best board-based party game of all time, 100% orange juice.
Too bad there's like not like a custom like debug thing on 100% orange juice. So like in the middle we could like play like after one turn we could play like a mini game and of Mario Party together, and then whoever won we just gave them like a couple of extra stars.
Homework of the day: go download 100% orange juice. If the Steam sale's still going right now, it might be on sale. Literally one of the best upkept multiplayer experiences of any game I've ever played.
And play, you know what? To really streamline your homework, play it while listening to the Coliseum soundtrack.
Yeah, you can knock two birds out with one stone doing that.
So one of the cool kind of gimmick, I guess, of it is you can maybe I don't know if it's all minigames or just certain minigames. You can take multiple switches and kind of line them up and like create a customized kind of setting for the minigame, like they showed with the tank.
I feel like that may have some to do with why you can't play online, like those kind of games.
Probably.
But you probably can still play this with one Switch and multiple controllers.
Yeah,
so I think that's
sure.
probably going to be its own. That's probably going to be like its own mode, like how Mario Party will always have its random stuff.
It's like the Mike mini games.
I've also said this about it because, and I said this on Twitter in the Puddles chat. So you probably, if you've been around for that, you've probably seen it. But I definitely said the block and pipe one. Someone's gonna make loss out of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's gonna happen.
On the
It might
minigames,
have happened already.
on the minigames themselves, I think they look really clean.
Mhm.
Like they look really good. I think there's one where like you like got gyroscope flip a little cube of steak around in like a frying pan, and it looks fucking great. It looks so like HD. There's like the one where you're all on like tricycles and you're like wiggling the Joy-Con like it's like a little like pedal kind of thing. It looks cute.
my
Looks like a better realization of Mario Party 8's minigames for the motion.
I actually agree with that. I'm not saying that as Mario Party 8 being my favorite Mario Party. So
I think that with ND Cube, they're just generally consistent with their minigames. That's never been the problem with
Yeah, I
ND
guess
Cube.
I've heard that like even 10 has some pretty fun mini games. It's just
for
the
sure.
art style is ridiculous.
I was gonna say something and I completely forgot it.
But yeah, I'm really hopeful for it.
I was gonna say I hope that there's still like a pro controller support, and I wonder how that's gonna work with some of those games that have to like very fastly move the pro controller.
Yeah, I mean the Pro Controller does have it does have motion stuff.
Yeah,
but
it
I don't know
does.
how sophisticated it is compared to the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Can you feel that HD ice, though?
Yeah, can you feel those Senran Kagura titties, baby? I'm gonna say titties at the end of every game that they show today.
Oh my
just
God.
'cause-
Well, the next one will probably get a good one out of it. So.
I will say the one board that they showed, and they showed more of the gameplay at the treehouse. It didn't look very like interesting visually. It looked kind of like a boring one.
Yeah, the board. I mean, to be fair, I had that issue with Mario Party 4, which I do really love that
Yeah.
game. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Not all of them have great looking boards, especially all the ones
It's-
after the N64 era, basically.
It's true.
Who knows? Like, they could only show that one and it's kind of boring, and the rest of the boards are like the entirety of the space
Yeah.
station from
They should.
Mario Galaxy, or I don't know.
They showed two of them so far, and it just seems both very generic again. Like, one of them was like a lava one, which we've seen and done, kind
Yeah.
of. But
I will never understand the
Well-
push to make Mario look more generic that like new Nintendo has kind of like pulled out. Like I don't know why ever would they make it like that? But I don't know. The mini games look nice though. A lot of
Yeah,
them
for
have
sure.
cute environments and stuff.
hmm even though I am like really hopeful for this, I do still kind of have a wait and see mindset just
Yeah.
because of the
For
last
sure.
few games. Because I guess one of my main concerns right now is that, kind of like, not so much the genericness of the boards, but if there's like only like 3 or 4 boards as opposed to like more than that. Because that's kind of the thing. There have been some Mario parties where they've had a mode like this, but it's only been like 3 boards, and then like
Oh
once
my
you play them all,
God.
it's like, well,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I'm done. Well, okay.
It's like when you've been burnt by something before, it's just hard to trust it wholly again.
yeah.
But I will say this is the
Right.
first Mario Party
I'm-
they've showed at an E3 since I don't even know, like 8 that I was actually like or 9 that I was actually interested. I was like, oh, I want to look at more of this. Whereas like
Yeah.
Star Rush and 10, I didn't even check out the trailers for those. I knew they were not going to be what I thought was interesting.
I remember, like, it was actually, like, I remember watching Slim's Let's Play it at the very beginning. Even, like, with, like, something as simple as what I saw you, I'm like, they didn't put much effort into this, did they?
Mm.
What
So,
game was that for?
10. Mario Party 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just not Mario. That's not just Mario Party 10. That's for like a lot of the Wii U games where it's like you turn on the game, they just show a menu and that's it. Like you go to the game from there. There's just no like cool opening or anything. It's just a menu, and it's
Yeah.
like I hate that.
I would wonder how well the top
Where's the
100.
magic?
I wonder how well the top 100 did, like sales wise, and maybe that could have like if people are like if Nintendo sees that like people who were really into the old school mini games and stuff bought it, then maybe that has some to do with why we're getting something that looks more like the classic formula now.
Maybe because you got to think that when you see like a lot of people complaining, like there's going to be like a mindset
Yeah.
like, well, they're just complaining. Who cares? But yeah, if it does show in the numbers, then yeah, that
Yeah.
could have maybe helped a little bit.
Unless you're intelligent systems.
Yeah, of course.
And speaking of,
Before we change,
yeah, I know. I just figured I'd throw that out. But like, if you guys have more to say about Mario Party, still we can.
It comes out October 5th.
a playable character.
Yeah, Goomba.
Goomba, yeah. So now you can use your Goomba amiibo maybe with
And Bowser too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bowser.
Yeah,
Well,
interesting. Maybe there'll be like an
I was gonna say-
original villain or something.
Oh god.
That'd be
That could be
interesting.
interesting.
Maybe it'll be that
Just-
tongue abomination thing from Mario Party 8.
Instead of wait, what playable characters do we know so far? Other than Goomba, and
There's gonna be a ward space.
Workspace.
so I was
Goomba,
I think we
Bowser,
see
and all the
Mario,
classic kind of-
Yoshi.
What were you say, Monkey?
I was gonna say, just imagine if instead of Bowser's faces, it was like Toadette sitting on like a flaming chair and taking away your stars.
She's the one that gets the stars!
Yeah, Toadette has the star in this one.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
cute.
Toadsworth then. Toadsworth, you
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure Toad's just dead.
Yeah,
He died of old age.
Yeah, where's he been lately? Did he
He
die?
died.
I
I
guess
think
Rip Toads.
Roro's in it.
Wow, there's a lot of playable characters actually,
Well,
it seems like.
Roro's,
Kong.
I mean, Roro's and everything.
There's
know
Mario.
I know Diddy Kong was in Star Rush, but it's good to see my boy Diddy in games. I love it.
Yeah.
There's Mario, Luigi, I guess the unique ones that are coming, like Goomba,
Oh shit, Mario's in the game?
Paratrooper, Drybone, Shaggy Boo, Hammer Bro,
Love Parrot.
maybe Monty Mo, maybe Pomp. I don't even know
Maybe
what Pom Pom
Spike.
is.
Spike is probably going to be in it too, honestly.
They like Spike recently, and I don't know why.
Maybe like Jet.
I, I saw like. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I saw. I guess fine. I remember seeing a tweet. It was like from Mario Tennis Aces from the story mode, I guess, of like Spike saying something about like, well, that was a pathetic shot, or like the pathetic play or something. It's like this stings worse because this is from the guy who threw spike balls from Mario 3. Why?
I mean,
All right.
also, like, have you seen his like serve? He like spits
Okay.
the ball out of his mouth.
We're getting off topic.
Mario Tennis Aces is out. Go get
It's
it.
also Super on the list.
They
But,
didn't show it on here, but yeah.
Any last thoughts for Super Mario Party?
Waits till
Excited.
October, see?
Okay. Yeah, October 5th, 2018. That's 3 days before my birthday. So send me a copy of NBA 2K19.
For the Xbox
yeah.
One specifically.
Oh
so-
boy.
Next up,
You are the ocean's
Fire-
great waves.
Fire
we got
Emblem
Fire Emblem
Treehouse.
House Hunters.
It's a new game.
Treehouse.
Fire Emblem Big
Treehouse.
Mama's house.
Fire Emblem Two Brothers.
Fire Emblem House Hunters.
hate- I hate all of you.
Flop.
What- So, where do we begin? Other than the fact that there's 3 houses.
There's at least 3 houses within the game so far.
Yeah.
There's a,
I mean-
there's a red
I mean, I'm
house,
pretty
a blue
sure,
house,
like-
and a white
I'm
house.
pretty sure, like, we saw that big building. That must have been one of the houses. So, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I mean,
I
there've
mean, if
been
the houses are that big, maybe they could only fit 3 on the continent. Who knows?
there have been other Fire Emblem games that have had maps with more than 3 houses though, so it's like it's an interesting
On
direction.
one map, even.
Yeah.
So this is the first console Fire Emblem since Radiant Dawn.
Radiant Dawn, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy, and it looks like it's kind of got the trappings of console Fire Emblem, where like
As it
just-
should.
the it's all way more realized. Like it's, I know a lot. Another thing that stuck out most to like everybody was that when you're fighting on some maps, like your character that you're commanding will have their own like army that like runs into battle when they activate a battle against another character, which is really cool looking.
The weird impression of the art style I got seemed somewhere between, like, Rail and Persona.
It looks a little. I know I was talking about this with Pixel. It looks a little generic, I think, compared to how some other Fire Emblem games have looked.
I mean, I agree, but, like, it's coming out in 2019. They'll probably refine it by then, so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's still time.
I think so.
It's a different artist entirely.
Yeah, well, they do different artists all the time. I'm glad that the artist from the Awakening and Fates is not coming back, and that we get a fresh look at what
And,
Fire Emblem looks like.
No, it's Emonty now.
from what it sounded like, a new menu sounds.
just something only a couple of us would care about, but it's just, I hate the way the menu sounded. And
We had a spiritual moment the other night when Taryn and I were talking about the 3DS Fire Emblem games, and he mentioned how much he hated the way that the confirm sound and the menu sounds, and I felt the exact same way. Just the most niche thing that like no one would care about.
So yeah, so we're happy. New menu sounds. That's always good. We got
10 out of 10.
You can
10 out
run
of-
around on the map now. I think that's like even bigger. Well, not like that. Like there's an overworld. I think
yeah,
that's even bigger
it's taking,
than
like,
anything else they showed.
It's taking a page out of that old, like, scrapped Wii Fire Emblem game that eventually got redone into Radiant Dawn. Or something like that.
oh, okay, I didn't know about that.
There hasn't
don't
been a Fire Emblem with like a map you can like walk around in.
Well, there's
a little bit
2D
guided,
ones where
but-
you can kind of like pick points on a map and stuff, but there's never been like
Well-
you never like camera behind the character like a free environment like
Yeah,
an RPG
like-
you can run around
like-
in.
The closest thing was Gaiden, where there'd be a town and you'd kind of walk around it, but...
Yeah.
That's...
Okay.
You weren't like walking around it. It was just like it was kind of like point and click when you were in towns. Like
Mhm.
Well,
You-
in
Well,
Gaiden,
dungeon.
though, in
Yeah.
Gaiden though, you walked around. In 3DS,
okay.
it's point and click. But
Even in the 3DS one, I guess there are the dungeons, which are like
Yeah.
this. But this, like the impression I got was that it looks like,
Like
you
an
know,
actual
like a
RPG.
Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or something, where you
I
just
don't
run
know.
around on the map.
When-
Real.
When they were doing that walking around part, it reminded me of like reveal trailers of like some of the Xenoblade games.
It kind of reminded me of Arc Rise Fantasia. I love that game.
I know
That was
Pixel.
like
I think you
Digimon.
noticed a lot about this, right? I think you had some stuff to say, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'll let others talk.
I
Wow.
just have a small thing I want to say. I think okay, I saw a lot of this. Did anyone else, when they first saw the name Edelgard, see it as Edgelord?
I
No.
did.
I
did
That's
not.
hilarious.
Okay, I certainly was one of those people. You say you were too, Sis?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely made a joke about that.
I have a friend on Discord that always, like, whenever we're talking, pronounces it wrong on purpose. On a
Monkey, that's you.
That's not,
I have-
not
I have-
wrong.
I have not pronounced Edelgard's name wrong once.
Who is Edelgard? Is that one of the three houses? Is that one of the characters?
She's the lady.
The red girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
The lady who can have swords or axes, but why would you ever have her use swords?
She also has something that really fills me with hope about this game, and that is pants.
You love a good pair of pants.
The designs
do, actually.
look less busy and a little like classier, I will say, in that kind of
It looks-
regard.
it
Like
looks
that they're
like-
not all titted out and stuff.
It looks like they're more suited for a fight.
Say what you want. Have you seen that? Maybe this is dating us a little bit. That Nora that just came out in Heroes recently. She just doesn't have a spine for the sake of fucking showing her tits and ass in one shot. Like, this game doesn't do any of that. Thank fucking God.
Honestly, if there is like any character remotely similar to Tharja, I am like taking the game out of my Switch the moment I see that character.
I don't think that'll happen.
I think maybe because I do think they're more interesting looking designs that I don't hate I don't even want to say I dislike most of the designs in Fates from what I've seen, but I do think I appreciate the way they look more here just because it is different than what we've seen in Fire Emblem recently, and even in the past before that.
It looks like there is an Avatar character back. There's the three houses. There's the red, the blue, the red girl, the blue, and the yellow guy. But then I'm pretty sure there's the guy that you see running around on the map and stuff is very heavily featured in the trailer, and he's not one of those three characters. So it's probably a My Unit kind of
He's
guy.
not one of those.
I don't know.
So you think Fist Bump is gonna be in the game?
I really
You mean Bro Fist?
I'm sorry.
I really I don't know. I really dislike the Avatar characters from Fire Emblem. Like, Corrin was straight trash. Chris was horrible, and
Who's
Robin
Chris?
was okay.
He's from
Chris
12.
from,
The Japan game. We never got.
There was a My Unit in 12.
Yeah, they took a lot. Awakening, I know it's the first for a lot of people, but they had a lot of features that were from 12, which they put in
Interesting.
Awakening.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
I
like
wanna
12
play
was the
that.
first one to have a casual mode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless of how you feel about them, I think they're popular, and that guy is that for sure.
But
I mean, we don't know 100%, but
If it's not an Avatar character, 10 out of 10, best character.
I'm pretty sure he is. He's teaching Eldegard.
Edgelord.
Edelgard.
Yeah, whatever. Teaching him about trade
Edelweiss.
skills. Yeah.
They had a new
Yikes.
song that I know Pixel loves.
Reach for my hand.
I really like
In a
that.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Great waves. This is a mess.
I think it looks solid. I'm excited for this to come out.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Spring
It
2019.
I thought Awakening was okay. I didn't play Fates, and I loved Echoes. But I'm always down for a new Fire Emblem to come out. They're good games.
As a
Okay.
side note, I was just when this presentation was happening while I was on the bus to work, and I was trying to not freak out around just a bunch of normal people who had no idea what was going on.
You just see someone else like freaking out, like, "Oh, you like Fire Emblem too? Yeah."
That's how you
Yeah, a
make
little bit.
friends.
I will say when the song, when they first started showing the song in chat, I said, "All right, guys, get ready. This is gonna be Pixel's shit for the next month. This is gonna be his fucking jam until this game comes out."
I need the full song. Damn.
I overall like as someone who's like just not super like the most keen on recent Fire Emblem, although I did like you said, Snack, I really did like Shadows of Valentia. I still think this game has a bit to prove, but this looks like a step in the right direction for what I want, and hopefully like the people that do like the modern Fire Emblems get what they want from this too. So yeah, looks like it could be good.
I hope you can fuck a dude if you're a dude. And you
Okay.
can fuck a girl.
But
if
like,
you're a
why
girl.
would you end up that aesthetic as fuck Mercedes? Oh my god, her eyebrows are on pleek. Oh my.
Yeah, she does look good. I remember you showed me that. There's one girl with really thick eyebrows that looks hot as fuck.
She kind of has that Moogie, like brunette Moogie kind of.
Yeah. There
Did
should be more anime girls with thick eyebrows.
do you have anything to add, Slim? I feel like I haven't heard much about you from this.
Honestly, I don't really have a whole lot to say, just because it didn't really show a whole lot. Just kind of the things that were already touched up on, and I've been a fan of every Fire Emblem game since it came out in America. Like, there's never really been a game I've not really been against, so to speak. So, I'm happy to see what they're gonna put here. I did think the kind of actual armies thing was pretty cool. How you kind of control armies. Although I think it's just gonna be like just a more detailed HP bar more than anything.
For sure.
It felt very like advanced wars to me. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't just one character; it was an actual army.
Yeah, just a better way to depict that like army battles are happening sometimes.
I wasn't even sure. Like, I was thinking, I'm not even sure that'll be like a game mechanic. I think it'll just be happening in the background while you fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes it more feel like the characters that are actual characters are more like the generals or higher ups of the army.
Yeah, because it's something you can do on Switch that would have been hard to do on 3DS with the lower res and the handheld console kind of thing.
I know this gets brought up in like Fire Emblem games, like, oh, how like do just a band of kids do this thing. A lot of times, like in Fire Emblem 6, and I know with Sacred Stones too, like when on Ephraim's path, like when you're like taking over the castle, it is implied he has like an army with him.
Yeah.
Like the Fralian army, it just doesn't ever get like addressed.
Right.
And this
A
might
lot
help.
of games are like
I think 7's like one of the few examples that isn't that, but also like I mentioned before, that game's not even like a war. It's just like a conflict between like your group and like mercenaries. So.
It's basically Fooly Cooly is what he's trying to say.
I don't see how.
in no way.
It's a story coming to adulthood.
At the end of the day, I was just really happy to finally get some news because following the Reddit for Fire Emblem and having the Kirby apocalypse happen, we needed some information.
Right.
Kirby Apocalypse?
Oh, yep. At the last major direct, because it'd been so long since we had any news, they just kind of said, fuck it, we're a Kirby subreddit for like 3 days.
That's kind of funny.
Oh, that's funny. We do know that it's coming spring 2019, though.
Mm-hmm.
Sis, what did you think about Fire Emblem? Because I know you're a big series fan, so I wanted to get your take on it, too.
All of those are lies.
That's fair.
I play a Fire Emblem game. Maybe I'll play one by the time this comes out. Don't count on it.
Well, I probably won't play Dark Souls by the time this comes out.
Yeah, so deal broke. Oh well.
Mhm.
Any last thoughts for Fire Emblem?
I think
3 Houses of Horrors?
I gave you prompts in the
plenty
beginning.
of
You didn't
Alright,
take it.
Go.
Whatever. No, we'll move on.
I want to hear what you got to say, Pixel.
Yeah, me too.
And don't dismiss me when I bring it up again. I don't know. Like, I'm too shy.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Is this a bit, Pixel?
Pixel, everybody. This is our Pixel Bloom.
That's our Pixel.
No, no. I think that like the mechanics wise, I think it looks. They have like the skills that are back. They have weapon triangles. I think they have combat art. It's kind of like they took a lot of things from Valentia, which I did like the combat skills. They brought those back, and like the bow seemed very nicely choreographed. I think it's just looks cool. I can't wait to play. And
I await the day we get like a 3D the 3D like style Fire Emblem that has like the stylish attacks of the GBA games.
Yeah.
I want to see like
After Path of Radiance's and Radiant Dawn's attacks were like not that great, honestly.
I want to see a mercenary like jump and flip to attack every time in a 3D Fire Emblem. I want that.
oh. And I also like that archers have one range again. That's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is neat.
It makes sense. And they
Yeah,
should.
like Valentia.
Yeah.
Good thoughts, Pixel.
Thanks.
He made them.
Reach for the stars.
Is that all we got on Fire
I
Emblem?
think that's it.
Everyone
All
send me
right,
the
boys.
song that comes out.
Can we
Spring.
yeah.
Send Pixel non-virus MP3s of the song when it comes out. Homework of the future.
And
Long-term project.
I guess we can drop the Fire Emblem discussion now.
Alright, boys, where are we dropping?
Where are we dropping?
Fortnite on Switch!
Fortnite on Switch! If only we had Odin here who has actually been playing Fortnite on Switch. Sis,
don't
you've
know.
played Fortnite before, right?
I played a little bit of it on
Monkey,
PS4,
have you been playing
I-
Fortnite?
I played one match, had no idea what was going on, and died.
Yeah.
Fortnite on Switch,
So
baby.
I'm an expert. Okay.
It's free. You can get it, and Reggie's on there, so that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Did he say? Was he like, okay, that's all the time I've got. I gotta go back to playing Fortnite on my
He definitely
Nintendo
said,
Switch.
He definitely said I look forward to playing with all of you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is
Fucking
Reggie's.
I fucking love the idea of Reggie owning 12-year-olds on Fortnite.
Imagine, like he kills you and he's like, okay, I must now return to the rest of the match.
Okay, that's all the time I've got. I gotta go kill more noobs. Fortnite on Nintendo
He just
Switch.
feel like, okay, that's all the time I have. I gotta go back to doing your mom.
Only on
Fucking
Nintendo
12-year-old.
Switch.
Anyway.
Traditional like smack talk online, but it's from
Yeah.
Reggie.
But, like, can you smack talk in a car in Fortnite? I don't think so. Forza!
There are no cars in
What?
Fortnite.
Oh yeah. You can't get married as a car in Fortnite, unfortunately.
No.
You can fucking do the sickest dance moves of today, though, man. Come
Yeah, you
on,
can.
dude.
So yeah, it's Fortnite on Switch. You can play cross-play.
Unless you
And get
play
back
on
on
Sony.
PC.
Unless you play on Sony, then you just get banned.
Well, you don't get banned.
I mean, it's cool. It was cool that they dropped it. It's cool that this came. That they announced this is coming out immediately, on like at E3, and it's cool that it's on Switch. I just like Switch being legitimized as like the same as the other platforms, and I feel like this is a good way to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, like
sure.
everyone knew it was coming to Switch. Like it was like,
Yeah,
it was just a more like, all right, when's it gonna happen?
When's it gonna
E3,
drop?
alright.
yeah. But like
Exactly.
Fortnite, with kids at least, arguably the biggest game out right now. So I'm glad that it's on.
I wouldn't even say with kids. I'd say it's arguably
Yeah,
the
maybe
biggest.
just
You know,
all,
I
all
dropped
around.
arguably. I would just say it's the
It's
biggest, game.
game that's out right now. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
And it's actually done, unlike PUBG, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
not
It
done.
looks, Fortnite looks so
Fortnite
much
is not
better than
done.
PUBG, you guys. It looks way better. Like, I'm not super invested in Fortnite either. But, like, it's just, fuck PUBG is what I'm trying to say. I'm glad the only thing we saw from it this year at E3 was, like, oh, we're adding
It was
content.
like a minute long.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that long.
really,
trailer.
really short.
Fortnite. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Maybe people will try it in here someday.
I'm probably gonna download it, unless I get lazy.
I just...
I thought you were gonna say once I get laid.
Never gonna happen. Whoa.
That's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna get Fortnite at this rate. Or I will get... I don't remember what I said.
Pixel, do you have any thoughts about Fortnite?
No.
Okay.
I know Odin's been playing it, so
Yeah, go rate
tweet at Odin.
again.
Tweet at Odin #House Fortnite and put that like thinking emoji face on it, like the one who's like pondering.
Or the Moldorm variant that's on the Link to the Past servers.
Also, everyone tweet Spice Racks at Odin. Just
Spice Racks.
Tweet #House Fortnite, #Spice Racks, and the little thinking emoji face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't understand, but sure.
No one is gonna do that because no one's gonna get to this part of the video.
I'm not even gonna do that.
No
Just
one
look what's cool, man.
Okay.
We tried though.
Overcooked 2.
Madame Wario's game of E3
Oh my
this
god.
Yeah, so Pixel's notes include no, it's dumb.
Just say it. You started.
Did you play Overcooked 1, or am I just
I
thinking?
played a bit of it, but I was playing by myself. Which Overcooked 2, you don't have to because you can play online with this, which is pretty exciting to me. Yeah, it has online, wireless, local play.
What is Overcooked?
So
For people who don't know, including myself.
So essentially, Overcooked is
You don't know?
It's like a time management game, kind of like you're basically like cooking dishes and you have to like serve customers as fast as you can, but they have all these hazards in the way, and you can only like you're controlling two characters at once essentially. One person's on one side cooking, preparing, the other's like setting up, serving, kind of like, and it's very like time restraint, so it's very stressful, especially when you're playing by yourself. Basically, like if you're playing co-op, you have to be very coordinated with like how you do the stuff to maximize your time. It's really fun, but
it looks
stressful.
like it looks like there's a game called like it looks like a variety of different games, I guess, that are like this, that are like kind of like stress puzzlers almost, kind of.
Yeah.
But like that,
Yeah.
there's definitely
What
fun,
is that
I think,
genre?
in. Yeah, I don't really know. The genre
it is
that
a
makes me
genre.
stressed is literally like how I think about it. But like, there's fun in that kind of like
sure.
gameplay.
I love time management games.
So Zombies Ate My Neighbors, usually. the
The
most stressful game of all time.
Yeah, but do you team up with Julie ever?
Oh,
It's
good.
just Zeke.
Good segue there, Taryn. Zombie, no.
So I'm seeing my neighbors on Switch.
I would shit.
Don't
I would be
shit.
so happy.
Don't shit.
Overcooked 2, when does that come out? February 2019? Oh, August 2018.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Coming out quick. So if you somehow know what Overcooked 1 was,
Which would mean you're Madame Mario or K-Man, I guess.
Yeah,
I didn't even
K-Man,
know
shout out to
about it.
K-Man
Oh, okay.
Armomatic on Twitter, who loved Overcooked 1,
I guess Overcooked 2 is also on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, it's multi-console.
Okay, cool.
If
I
only
didn't know.
this
I didn't
was
realize
that conference discussion.
No one else brought it up except Nintendo.
Okay. Any last thoughts?
No.
Any overdone thoughts? Should we burn
Make sure to
past
serve
this?
your French fries with bourbon. That's all the cool kids are
Oh
doing.
my
that.
god.
So I'm gonna go make some
extra.
French fries and burb. Oh, he meant bourbon.
Actual conversation. So after that, we got a look at Killer Queen Black, which was like an old arcade game.
Also, one of the coolest stands from JoJo.
Sure.
Is
And
Hey,
they-
shoutouts to JoJo Part 5 got announced recently.
I can't wait to watch.
What are you talking about, Snack? We didn't know that when we filmed this the same night as last time.
No, Taryn mentioned a fucking Pop Team Epic coming to Toonami, so I'm gonna mention an anime in this video.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that definitely did happen
We
earlier
talked about
tonight,
it.
right?
Killer Queen Black looks like a fucking indie sizzle reel game. That's all I have to say
It's
about
an
it.
old arcade game that has been updated.
Okay.
Cool.
It has online.
And indie sizzle reel?
You can have quick matches, ranked matches, custom matches, arena matches.
Dynamite with a laser beam.
Yeah.
It looks like
Guaranteed to blow your mind.
Anytime.
Boom, boom.
What if this was just a like a Queen video now?
Maybe we
not.
get copyright.
No, that's all about
Demonetized. Rip 3 cents.
Puddles is not partnered. What are you talking about?
But we would have to split between all of us.
Then we have to split between 20 people.
But the next
Killer
game.
Alright, any
Next
thoughts
game's
on
cool.
Killer Queen Black?
Not really.
Isn't Killer
Okay.
Queen like kind of like a bug or something?
Alright.
Nice segue, Pixel.
So next up we got Hollow Knight.
We a bunch of us already have this.
Yeah, so this was a Kickstarter game for Steam, and it did really well and got really good reviews, and so they ported it to Switch.
No, I
And
need
it's
to.
like-
I need to provide some background though. That we knew this was coming to Switch with not even a window of release for fucking ever since like last year. Like we knew like Switch was gonna get Hollow Knight, but they hadn't said anything about it. And I
Right.
was really wanted this, even seeing it on PC. But because there was that looming Switch like port in the background, I was like, well, now I guess it sucks that I just have to wait for Hollow Knight to come out whenever that is. Which is why it was so cool that it was out literally the day that the day of or the day after.
The day
Was
of.
it
Day
the
of.
day? Out literally the day of that they showed it at E3
Yeah, definitely.
without any news on it beforehand.
Yeah.
I was really hyped by it about that.
And
Definitely.
Like a really cute game.
3 people in this call have it.
Yes, Snack,
Isn't it-
Pixel, and I have all gotten it.
It's
And
a really
Right.
fun
started playing it. It's
I
a
mean-
Metroidvania game, so
I'm interested, but broke, so no, I guess I
Fair.
won't be trying it for a little
so yeah,
bit.
it's like $15, and it comes with all the DLC. So that's in there. It's a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, it's in there.
You don't
Yeah,
have
it
to sit
is.
at your goddamn computer to play it. You can play it in bed on Switch.
You could play
That's
it on the
tight.
toilet.
Yeah.
Just don't drop it.
Gross.
Don't drop it. Good advice. So yeah, I think the secret to a good Kickstarter game is to have night in the title, right?
Or just to like make it good, I feel like.
Also,
well,
yeah.
well,
Don't be
I
a
was
fucking
gonna-
shill. That's the secret to
I
a
was
good
gonna say-
Kickstarter game.
I was gonna say there's a game coming out that looks pretty good, but then again, I guess it's called Ritual of the Night.
Yeah,
So
yeah, the night
There you
without
go.
Hey, that's like, it's a little worrying, I think.
But I think that's
Close
it maybe gives it some chance. Though.
Yeah, I think it sets up a good precedent for my Kickstarter game, Fire Knight
Oh.
'87.
Oh,
Wait.
you mean you're not going through with your plan to kickstart Ninja Warrior?
Well, no, because it doesn't have night in it.
Alright.
That's fair.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, that's all night.
Yeah, so Pixel's notes for this say, aesthetic AF, available today with all DLC, and I bought it.
Did.
Now,
He's not wrong.
I know we discussed Octopath at Square. I just wanna point out Pixel's notes for Octopath here.
Alright.
It says June 14th demo, and the next point is I'm afraid to try.
Well,
Is
we
it-
didn't really have to
Oh,
travel far for that
fearful.
segue. Huh?
It
Fun. I like it.
does look fun. I am
Yeah,
with
the
that.
Octopath demo is fucking awesome, and everyone should go play it. It's super tight, and the game is really good, and I'm gonna get it when it comes
Has
out.
anyone else besides me and Snack played the demo?
I'm just gonna wait for it to come out. Just want to
Okay.
experience it all at once.
Fair.
Excellent. That's what I would do. Also, I don't want to try a demo because I'm afraid I'll be like, this is so good. I also don't have money for this.
Right.
Sure.
It just needs all this money, so send
Send
it.
Kingo money.
Everyone,
Send Kingo all the Stizzbugs.
everyone
that he
send
can handle.
money to my PayPal at Fasciani. That's not my PayPal. What do I just get? Alex Fasciani emoji.
So yeah, they released the demo. They were like, "Yep, there's a demo and it's out tomorrow. You get like 3 in-game hours of time to play. Once you hit 3 hours, I think does it just cut you off? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hit 3.
It does. It cuts you off.
Okay. You can, and you basically have access to most of the game.
I'm pretty sure it's like, if not the final build, it's like really, really close to the final build of the game.
There's some areas where it's like, oh, you can't go here in the full routes.
But I think it's because you can't go there in the full game yet either. I think it's like
okay.
Like there's some places that like the level is like too high for you to go and stuff, but I think that's just the natural progression of the video game.
Yeah.
Ain't no mountain high enough.
So yeah, it's super cool. You know, there's 8 different characters. You pick one to start, and then like you kind of go through their little prologue, and then you can just like journey out through the world.
Yeah,
however
the world it's almost kind of like
super cool.
I wouldn't say it's like an open world, but you can go anywhere once you're out of the
and everything kind of like
your
scales
character.
to your level. So like you want to like travel halfway across the world to get a specific character. You know, it's still going to be at that level, and then once you get them, then everything kind of levels up.
I'm
It's super cool.
So cool.
It's like Final Fantasy VI.
I'm just surprised that if you're saying that if it is a full, is it like data mined or anything? Because that'd be kind of crappy. But
I don't know. You think it would be?
Following that close.
Yeah.
Probably for a good reason, honestly.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
So after this, we got a nice little sizzle reel.
Sizzle.
What do you guys think were the highlights of the sizzle reel, so we can keep this going?
I just have to say something. I don't remember if it was in his reaction video or in the chat, but Odin like said something like about Arena of Valor, like he had never heard of it, and I'm like, oh my god, Odin, do you not remember how much fun we had with it?
Odin has the worst memory, maybe, of any person I've ever met before. Like, this is lore for you guys who are watching the video right now. Odin forgets all of the memes that we make. The only meme he remembers is like Dead Zone, I think.
I feel like he remembers Goomba Amiibo, which was also from that same Puddles talk.
Well, that makes it even more baffling to me that it was from that same Puddles talk.
Arena of Valor, still the most, even like from the time of that Nintendo Direct to the C3, still one of the most generic names ever.
Yeah,
and there's much time on Arena of Valor.
It still looks terrible. Yeah, we need to stop giving energy to it, I think.
Alright. Fighters coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Fighters
Yeah.
bad.
I think that was probably the biggest thing that they showed here.
It's bad because now everybody's gonna not play on PS4, and I bought all the DLC.
Yeah. Yet another game I bought a PS4 for that's on the Switch now. Huh.
I'm sure not getting it on PS4 now. If someone else gets it on Switch, I'm definitely gonna because I'm definitely paying for that Switch Online whenever that comes out. Speaking of, I think it was really weird that we saw still no hide or hair of that at E3 this year. That was one of the biggest questions.
I feel like they've talked enough about what it'll be though.
Yeah, I just really would like to see something of it.
They'll probably have like a mini direct about it when it comes closer to the time.
Also, yeah, I'm mad, upset, angry. Octo expansion releasing this summer. Also, actually, just tomorrow. But
I mean, June's kind of like summer.
We don't have to cover all of these games. Like a lot of them we knew about.
Yeah, a lot of these games are things we'd seen previously. Captain Toad, Crash Insane Trilogy.
We now have we got a release window for The World Ends With You, which is cool.
Fall.
I guess it is $60, so that kind of sucks. I might still get it, but money.
I'm definitely looking to get it.
Yeah.
Taran, all this money that Taran isn't spending on games, what games is he spending the money on?
Mega Man 11.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely have like a lot of stuff pre-ordered and reserved already. So it's not like I'm not getting games. It's just because it's 2018, the year of every game. No matter how many I pre-order, it isn't enough still.
That's fair.
Also, shoutouts to Just Dance still coming up for Wii. It's like, why?
Yeah, we talked about that.
They showed Paladins, the most original not Overwatch game of all time. That's coming to Switch.
Made by the creators of Smite.
Made by the rippers off of Overwatch.
What about What about oh, I just lost my train of thought. Shame we didn't get. I know we got Paladins. Shame we didn't get Quake Champions. I don't think that's coming to Switch.
They showed Ark, that like dinosaur game that's been in fucking pre-alpha forever, and I guess is out now.
Who knows?
I don't know.
But do they show Ark Rise Fantasia 2? I don't think so.
I don't think that's coming out ever.
Alright.
Sad.
Do we have anything to say about the sizzle reel?
I don't.
Let me look through really quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you guys covered all the stuff I'm majoring. Crash Insane coming very soon to when we're recording this.
Very soon.
They did
It's the
show.
same night
They
from
did
last
show.
week.
They showed the Monster Hunter coming out, which I think we did know about that. But I saw a thing the other day that was saying like there's an idea that they may develop like a Switch exclusive Monster Hunter 2 like at some point soon. Like someone was talking about that in an art interview I looked at.
Hunting
weird.
Yoshi's.
It was weird that they were like, let's show Crash Insane, but also Dark Souls Remastered. That's pretty fucking redundant.
Same game.
What?
Widely different games.
Same game, same show.
I think some of us were hoping that they'd reveal Spyro for Switch at this, but they didn't.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm not
there was no
surprised.
Spyro in any
There was
like,
some-
conferences.
There was some Spyro in the pre-show stuff, I think.
I
Right?
definitely think Spyro will come to Switch, but I think it's going to be
It's-
about a year.
It's gonna be it's gonna be after the PS exclusivity stuff.
Well, because it's
Well,
it's on PlayStation 4 and Xbox.
Well, fuck that.
Yeah,
Give it the
yeah.
Switch then. Fuck you.
I know, right?
I mean,
Why
it's-
does
it's
Switch get 'em
different to
always-
develop for Switch?
Why does Switch get them half a month later?
Because it's different to develop for. It's not the
Okay,
same.
I
so
don't
they can
see
develop them in
how.
tandem at the same time. I think people just want to get money away from Nintendo instead.
I'm definitely
It's a commitment.
Spyro. I'm pre-ordering Spyro this weekend probably. So that's where our money's going. Spyro.
I don't know how a company could be like, man, I can't see this game selling on Switch, but I bet Spyro's gonna sell gangbusters on Xbox One.
Dude, Spyro would sell like crazy on Switch.
Yeah, no, that's
don't
what I
think that's
mean.
what
Like,
it is,
why would
though.
they not work on the port? I don't know. We don't even know if there's a port yet. I'm jumping the gun. on this.
It's like a classical platform, right? As someone
Maybe they
who-
don't have the money yet to start working on the Switch version. And then
It's
think
it's
that's
Activision,
totally
isn't it?
off,
yeah,
How
you're
could
right.
Activision?
I don't know.
not-
I'm just throwing ideas out there.
Stupid. Why is it like that?
we were talking about Spyro, which was just not even on the sizzle reel.
No,
bud.
absolutely not.
So that was the
Are
end
ya-
for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing.
But
See
wait,
you guys next year. for E3.
there's
Yeah.
one more.
What if we just
That's it.
let's just stop there?
Yeah, there's one more little thing where there was a little video from Sakurai, and he told us about what Smash Bros is.
Yeah. Some
So fighting
Waluigi game or something.
Nintendo
They
character.
showed,
That's
some,
nice.
they showed some Waluigi game, I think.
Doesn't exist. Show me a Waluigi game. You can.
He showed like a little bit of fighting from Smash 4. Like Smash 4 is a game where you try to knock your opponents out or whatever, and then it said the end.
The end. They basically made like a Super Smash Brothers YouTube poop in the actual direct.
And then he's like, just kidding. Let's take a look at some of the fighters. And then he's like, so every fighter is gonna have a number next to them to like the order they appeared in the series. And then it showed like a little tab that said 1 Mario. And everyone, including Odin, who we're just throwing so much shade at in these
Oh,
videos,
for road.
Yeah, he asked for it though. So whatever.
he was like,
He didn't.
oh, of course they're gonna put Mario in. Like, it was just an example, people. Come on. There was no.
Wait, they put Mario back in this game?
I feel like we never covered that they then were like, oh, by the way, here's the new Smash Brothers. Like, and then they started showing characters.
Yeah.
I absolutely love how they did this reveal.
I think like we should kind of cover the events and like how they happened for this one.
So
I
like,
feel like we need to
you've
walk
been under
through,
a
like-
rock.
We need to walk through our emotional states of this.
Yeah, probably.
They started by showing a bunch of classics, you know, like a bunch of the original 8, and then like, you know, Bowser, Marth, Zelda, Sheik, Village, like characters you know are gonna be.
Not to mention, they just kind of lately glazed over the Breath of the Wild Link and not much about it. They're just like, oh, it's Link. He's different.
And that Zelda has a new design.
Yeah, like based
So
on...
they talk
so
more about it
good.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, they do. And then, like, partially right after Zelda and Sheik, they're like, okay, Villager's back, yeah, that's fine. And then, like, Meta and Mewtwo, who are just really out there picks to, like, show that you're gonna come back, right?
Of course, Meta Knight's back. Mewtwo is like, well, he was DLC in the last
Yeah.
game,
Yeah, so like,
So
when I saw
we
Mewtwo,
were
I was
like,
oh, okay, cool. They're
We
bringing.
were like, cool.
That's
so
Yeah, DLC guys are gonna be all back.
At this point, I'm still just like, third party, where is that going to be? Because, there were so many in Smash 4, like, I don't know if I can go back to Smash without Mega Man. So the next character they show was Sonic. It's like, okay, well, that's a start. I'd feel like if any third-party character was going to come back, Sonic would, of course.
Yeah,
He's like,
he's basically a Smash character.
what else is he doing these days besides not being...
Nothing.
I mean, Sonic...
Then
Yeah,
they
he's
show
got a team racing game coming out.
and then they cool us off with two classics, like Peach and Pikachu, just like, okay, we knew they were coming back. And then they really cooled us off. They hit us with the ice climber.
Yeah.
Ice
And
climber.
we're like, oh shit, ice climbers! But I mean, like, we all probably thought they'd be back, right?
There was
saw
no
it coming.
excuse not to.
I saw it coming, but you know what? It was nice to see the board.
It was a surprise, an expected and welcome one, but a surprise nonetheless.
And we sorry,
Wait,
go ahead. Slim.
I was gonna say, and little did we know, this was just the beginning of everything.
So you have to, like, I'm sure you guys can kind of get what we're getting at already. You have to detail the level. It was like layers, like stairs of the
It
way
was
up.
like ogres.
They showed, it was basically
Die.
like ogres. They showed some classic characters. They showed Mewtwo, which is like a DLC character.
Yeah,
showed
they mixed in a couple like classic characters that have had Rocky inclusions lately. So it was kind of like,
yeah.
oh well, they're classic, but like okay, cool, so they're gonna commit to them.
Yeah, they showed whatever, like Taryn was saying, Sonic for a little third party. They showed Ice Climbers, where we're like, okay, Ice Climbers is coming back.
And then they showed us like Inkling, and that was interesting because that was the first actual gameplay we got, and it wasn't a lot, but it had me hyped.
Yeah, so they showed Inkling, which is number 64, which was just kind of like a mind blow for me. I was just kind of like, whoa.
64.
They
my
definitely
God.
knew what they were doing with that, because that then reveals how many characters would be in the game.
Well, I don't even think it did. It just reveals how many have been in Smash so far.
Yeah.
The number thing is ingenious, I think, in that why would all of their numbers be listed?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, I think in hindsight, I think that like they're like, all right,
Yeah.
like it's like a little baby reveal among the other reveals that Inkling is 64 of all the characters.
And
Like, I
then-
know in Odin's reaction, he was like, oh shit, 64? Like, they're gonna be that many?
And then they go on like, okay, they show another classic, Captain Falcon, and then ZSS and Wii Fit, and we're just like, wait a second,
Yeah, cool.
Everybody
Wii
thought,
Fit?
a bunch of random people thought Wii Fit was gonna get cut for some reason.
I never thought that. But
It was one of those characters you didn't think they'd show like right off the bat,
The cut culture did. The people that thought that the game would need to get characters cut thought Wii Fit was not gonna be coming back.
And then they hit us with Pokemon Tree, all three.
Not expecting that.
No. So then it's like, okay, a melee guy came, or like I guess not a melee guy, but like, now we got a new brawl, now we got another brawl guy back.
Ness and
Then-
Ness and Lucas, so we're like, okay, well they're back, they're the mother rep, yeah. And then they hit us with... Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
Ganondorf, who had his Oot design, which is fantastic. I love
So
him.
cool.
Oh, and the person he was clashing fists with was Ryu.
It was right around Rio where I was kind of like, oh shit.
Oh no,
I
it's
was
got
like,
all of them.
Nice. What if it's everyone?
Well,
And then a
yeah.
couple after they showed Cloud.
Yeah, like, they showed
With
Ike's
you.
new design, and it was like... And then they showed Cloud, and we're like, okay. And then, guys, you go for it. Whoever wants to.
Hold on, I was gonna set up Ryu. I'm like, okay, Ryu was Capcom and DLC. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Mega Man again. But yeah, when they showed Cloud, I'm like, holy shit.
They were like, oh shit, all the DLC guys are back. And I'm like, we were worried for them. Like, I was definitely worried for Cloud.
And then it peaked. So when we just see, like... So, I don't think we had enough time to register what we were seeing with Shadow Moses before, like, the camouflage wore off, and we were greeted with Solid Snake.
And
the
then
31.
Big
everyone is here.
And not only is everyone here to drive home that point, the next fucking scene they show Pichu. So they're like,
Literally
yes,
the most who fucking
everyone.
cares character. Everyone.
Literally masterfully done reveal, I think.
It's
Fucking amazing.
Insane how good this was. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to point out what Pixel put in the notes right after Snake. Everyone is here. Fuck this list because he was writing down all the
Yeah, Pixel had been writing down every character
Yeah.
that popped up in order.
And then after, like at that point, it was just too much. It was
Right.
unnecessary too.
yeah, why do I need to detail anyone when everyone's here?
And
Fucking
again,
amazing.
you mentioned it with Pichu. One thing that really took me off guard because I almost forgot this is a character, but
Yeah.
young Link,
Yeah.
in addition to Toon Link.
It's like, holy crap! Wait, that's right. And then like,
And we'll get
yeah, I was like, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I have a lot to say with Young Link, but we'll get to that when we get to changes. So
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, I was like surprised by Young Link. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that means he's back because like, yeah, I was so excited. Like I was pretty much shaking when I was watching the rest of this.
Oh yeah.
And when I saw that everyone is here, I honestly got like emotional. Like,
Mhm.
because it was just like, it was so, like, every little thing was so hype, like, leading up to it, and it built and built and built, and then it was just like that, and then you're like, alright, fucking give me like, show me all my good old guys again. Like, when, like, oh man, like, when Wolf showed up, I was like, ah!
okay, so another little side
It was
story.
so
I guess,
excited.
like I said, I was watching this on the bus, and when it showed the everyone is here, I like audibly made like a sound, and everybody kind of looked at me. But I remember I got into the back door of work, and whatchamacallit, a friend who knew that Smash was announced was like, who did they announce? And I looked at him and said, everyone.
Yeah, like I was like so excited. Like it hadn't even processed to me, like because I understood what everyone is here meant. I just was like not able to completely process it, but during the trailer, and then like showing these characters was like really making it sink in. Like when I saw Wolf, I was like, yes.
Not
I mean,
to mention,
like, for me, I got it right away, and then I was like, oh no, this is gonna make me cry.
not to mention, like, the hype as fuck theme, like I didn't really notice it at first, but as soon as they said everyone is here, they turned up the volume, and they're just like, fuck.
Yeah, it was like where the theme, like where the, like, more intense part of the theme kind of came in.
And like I think the part like that felt tailor-made for me. Not the very last character, but the last character of like the main part of the trailer they showed was Mega Man, who I was like most hoping would return. So it just like I was just so happy. I was like, oh thank God.
And
This
then
really felt right.
and then randomly was Yoshi and Luigi.
Yoshi and
and for
Luigi.
no reason.
do we
Yeah, they were at
do
the
we
end.
think Luigi makes sense because he's like a funny, wacky character?
Yeah.
Do we think Yoshi might have actually been a tax fraud joke? Like actually.
I think
No.
I think it's more likely that it was a response to all the weird people that thought he wasn't gonna be in Smash 4 because they released, like, they announced him so late, like, officially. I mean, they did that on that
Like,
Smash site, so, like, I feel like it could have been that.
I mean, I feel like, I don't know, I want to believe it was a tax fraud joke, but
Yeah,
it
I want to
also,
believe that Sakurai knows about Yoshi's tax fraud.
he seems like he's pretty, like, you know, like, looks at, like, the popular culture surrounding the games and stuff. Ugh, excuse me.
He's like 45 or something, but I mean, he looks like a millennial, so he probably knows.
I mean, yeah, he gets younger, so...
Mm-hmm.
He really does.
He's a vampire.
He was 19 when he made Kirby's Dream Land, and he does not look that young, and now he looks like he's in his, like, early 20s, so...
So the new Smash Bros. Is called Smash Bros. Ultimate, and everyone's in the game.
That's it.
Everyone's here.
So, Alright, so I guess we go over the changes now?
So
I don't think we should go over every single one.
No,
but, like,
no.
maybe the things that kind of stick out, I guess,
Yeah.
for everyone.
So like
we could like go around and just kind
the
of everyone
majority
give
of
their own.
characters have had some kind of change, minor or major.
Yeah, and I think this is the moment where the
Um,
people that weren't that excited to see Smash got really sucked out. Was when they were like,
Yeah.
and now we're gonna go over all the changes. But for us, at least, we were like, all right, fucking bring the meat on the bone now. Like this is like the shit that I really want to see. Spend as much time on this as possible because you've literally hooked me in the best way you possibly could with the first
The thing
part of it.
I found weird was specifically Link. They only really showed that he's Breath of the Wild and has the new bombs, but they didn't really talk about from all the gameplay there was actually a lot of changes to Link.
Yeah.
Things like how he doesn't have a hook shot no more. Things how he has, if he has 0% in forward smashes, has the laser beam.
Which is super
You
cool.
can shoot an arrow, and when it lands on the ground, you can pick it up, and then you can either throw it or you can knock 2 arrows the second time for double damage.
Yeah. Or things like the bomb has like bigger explode range, but you can't explode it if somebody's holding it.
Which is how it is in Breath of the Wild. I
Which
guess.
is why I think it's actually super interesting, and why they have young Link, because even though he's more of like what he was in Melee, it's like the Link playstyle,
Yeah.
and then there's
Right.
like the Breath of the Wild one, and then there's like Toon Link, who was way different, even though he was the same moves.
Yeah.
So they kind of like changed Link, but they preserved him, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So many good changes were made.
So there's a lot of like costume and aesthetic changes. Mario's got some Odyssey costumes. Link is obviously Breath of the Wild themed.
Yeah. He's got some some classic Tunic costumes too, but
Yeah. Ike has 2 different Fire Emblem styles.
yeah, they're from both the
What-
games Ike was in.
Radiant, or Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, and it's funny because his voice is slightly different. I don't remember who
I couldn't hear
heard.
it different.
Yeah, I don't remember who I heard say it, but someone was like, "I feel like they just used 2 different takes," and we're like, "It's different voice."
I guess they made him sound like a little younger and a little older, right? Or like,
Yeah.
Poor Greg Chung.
There's a Libra Pikachu outfit now.
yeah,
And
and you can
like,
be the girl
this is-
Pikachu too.
Yeah,
And
there's
it's the girl
girl
Pikachu.
Pikachus. Like, there's non-Libre girl Pikachus even now, which was like, I don't think female Pikachus were even in
No.
before, were they?
No,
Yeah,
they
that's
weren't.
new.
Pokemon Trainer, you can play as Leaf now,
Yeah.
which is super cute.
And they
Yeah.
and some costumes that are look like the color scheme of some of the old or the other
Yeah.
main characters.
I also like that the switching is so much faster. So in a way, even though Charizard doesn't have Rock Smash anymore, it feels a lot better to have like that quick switch and you just fight right away.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
none of the weird stamina thing where you have to like switch them after a certain point. You can just play as the one you want the whole time.
Yeah.
Also, so go ahead, Slim Action.
I was gonna say the big thing that I kind of took notice of was they did kind of like streamline the final smashes a bit, so they're all kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah, I was
one
thinking
hit
that.
I was
moves,
gonna
which
mention that in a minute.
which I think is really good because when you think about like some of those smashes which were like timing based and stuff of that nature, that's really dumb online. Like you
It
can
made
never
me-
get those to work.
It made me excited to play with them on again. Honestly,
Yeah.
like because it looks like they really put an some of them. Sure, maybe they're not as goofy or like unique as before, but they just look more balanced.
I feel
Like they're
yeah, I
playable
feel like-
now.
I feel like they're more akin to like fighting game super moves than they are to
Yeah.
what they were in previous games.
Which I mean, that it's fine that like I guess they were the way they were in Brawl, because Brawl was such like a kind of maybe I don't want to say more casual kind of game, but it kind of was in that way that it was like, well, here's all this goofy shit, but in this it's like, well, why make some of them just you can't like why make Diddy Kongs where you just don't even like you can't even control where you're going basically,
You know,
where you have to
what
be like
the
Madame
heck?
Wario flying the jetpack.
Yes.
Thing though, I find it really interesting that they haven't shown us certain smashes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
mentioned this the other day. I think Lucario's is probably going to be like a combination. Like, it'll be like the Brawl one, like the giant beam. But I think he'll also Mega Evolve like he
Yeah,
did
he'll
before.
just Mega Evolve, jump in the air, and beam.
Yeah.
For me personally, maybe the coolest new Final Smash I think was King Dedede's.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're saying-
Cage Man.
That
Yeah.
He becomes the masked DDD fighter.
that was cool.
Yeah,
but my
I
favorite
love
still
that.
Mario Man.
Yeah, Mario
very-
Man's is really funny.
It's
There was
love
one.
how-
There was another one. Oh, Ganondorf's is I think, and Bowser actually too are both fucking
Oh,
way cooler.
yeah.
I love how Bowser punches you to the front of the screen. It like Stargazer goes you to the front. I'm like,
You just have
what?
no chance.
You know what? Actually, I think there is one that, like the last one, I think is way fucking cool. We probably shouldn't
We'll get to
talk
that.
about yet.
We'll get to that.
No, that's
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
The one that I found oddly missing, and this goes into something else too, is they didn't show Robins.
Yeah, that's true. I don't
And-
think it means anything like,
Well-
but
I you say that, but there was one other thing that was oddly missing, and that was Ike's Crom costume in the demo.
Aw.
And you know who else is they didn't show? Mario.
Mm.
They showed Mario's.
Did they?
the original trailer. Well, okay, here's the thing about that. I think a point. We'll get to a point about that later with a new thing they announced. But I could actually see something about that.
He'll get his chance.
But that being said, he is dead, so I don't think so.
Yeah, Captain Falcon has killed Crom. Was the character we're
I
talking
mean,
about?
to be fair, like Lucina's like actively trying to seek revenge in the arts, so
So, but yeah, then there was like even like Landmaster's gone. It's
Yeah.
like a weird like a formation of ships that like are like R-wings that attack, and like I think it was cool they made like Valko's like different in that it's like a less
consistent.
It's like
Now,
fancy flying.
what's
instead.
what's what I'm looking for, unorthodox flight pattern. That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, like he does spins and shit, and it's cool.
which makes sense because Valko's like always been like a crazy pilot. Like
So this is one side note, but during the presentation, I realized something that was absolutely hilarious. When they were showing off Bayonetta, they showed off Rodan, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
And it reminded me of when you like put the Bayonetta amiibo in Bayonetta 2. Rodan would like there'd be a message being like, "Vale, something came in from that fight club of yours. Strange to think of you up there mixing up with all the monsters. Bring me along next time, huh?"
Oh,
That
that's
is
pretty
funny. I wonder
cool.
if that was like a little nod to it.
That was funny.
Zelda looks fucking amazing.
She looks adorable.
I was always a Zelda player in here. Just
I know.
Good morning.
Pixel was Zelda before it was cool.
So a lot of people were speculating if they were gonna model Zelda after her Breath of the Wild
yeah.
look,
I
but
still
they
think that
decided
would have
not
been
to
cool. But
because Zelda in Breath of the Wild is not a fighter.
yeah. She's like a
Anything
researcher.
really?
So they decided to model her after her Link Between Worlds look.
The one thing that I saw that was really cool is that you could move around while charging up the armor this time.
Yeah, you can. There's a. It looks like movement in general, like for stuff like that, has been
The-
worked out better. Like I know Samus also, you can jump around and stuff while charging her charge shot.
Yeah, you can mid-air charge.
I was gonna say it's kind of funny, like that they mentioned that because as someone who's been addicted to Hyrule Warriors lately, every time I use Zelda, I have her in the Breath of the Wild costume, so she fights there. But one like other thing I was gonna bring up about Final Smashes was like even like ones that haven't changed like functionally have like just had small like really cool additions, like Mega Man's now he's got Proto Man and Base. That's so cool. And like PK Starstorm for both the characters.
Yeah, yeah.
Ness has Paula and Pooh, and then Lucas has Kumator and Boney with him.
The 3D Mother 3 characters were such a
so
fucking validation
dirty.
of life for me.
Love it. Which is
Because I mean,
also,
like Smash Bros. Like Ness's companions and stuff have all had trophies and stuff, but did the Mother 3 ones even like
No,
have
they
like was there a
didn't, no.
Fumatora or anything?
Oh
No,
no.
they didn't. No.
They look so good.
I
Also,
like how-
shoutouts to Shulk. Shulk got a new one in the form of a giant spoiler, actually, for Xenoblade
Yeah, Shulk's
Chronicles.
Final
So
Smash
cool.
is a spoiler for...
Spoiler Blade
So-
Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Xenoblade
It's bad about Xenoblade spoilers in this game, or in Smash in general,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, it's the same character that there was a spoiler for in Smash 4, I think.
Yeah, there was like a lot of trophy descriptions that were just like
Yeah.
blatant, apparently. I haven't played Xenoblade, so I wouldn't know, but that's what people tell me anyway.
There's
Uh,
one.
You go, Pixel.
Okay, I was just gonna say there's one Final Smash that I am genuinely curious about is that what is Peach's gonna be? Like hers has been like very
Yeah.
Yeah.
very neutral
I-
kind of.
I think it would be cool. I've had this idea even in the past that I think it could be like, maybe like that super kick, from like Strikers, which would also be fitting for something else about.
Oh,
We'll get to later.
Before
We'll
we
get
I think
to
we
that.
can get to that right
in a second.
now, honestly.
I think there was a couple other things I wanted to mention first.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my idea for Peaches was to use the powers from Super Princess Peach and like save the sports stuff for another character.
I
Uh,
could see the. I think the emotions thing is much more likely than the kick, honestly, with how they go about Peach in this game.
to be fair, I also like they really just don't reference Super Princess Peach much, and I that was kind of like I don't want to say universally panned aspect of the game, but a lot of people think that's kind of weird for Peach
Yeah.
because it's like little like, oh, she's a girl, so that's her power. Like there's a lot of like weirdness about that from like people, so I don't know if that's quite what it's gonna be, but
It just seems to me like something Nintendo would do, regardless of whether fans would want it or not.
for sure.
I hope it's cool though.
I was just gonna mention a couple of things about Final Smashes. Pitts is Lightning Chariot now, which is cool. Based on a thing that happens in the story. I also guess that could be Dark Pits.
No, they showed Dark Pits as his old one.
Oh, well, that's boring. Okay. They could have made it that. I don't know why they didn't.
Well, I think they showed it. There's just a picture of him glowing Final Smash wise and holding out his staff. So
Was Dark Pit in that Lightning chapter?
He uses the chariot at one point in the
Oh,
story.
okay.
here, I'll put this picture in the Skype just for reference.
Any other?
Oh, how
Final-
helpful for the viewers at home, Monkey.
Let me think.
Any other Final Smash talks?
They all look good. I think they look,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Pac-Man goes around the screen and is super fast now.
Yeah.
Sounds just like Pac-Man, doesn't it?
A lot of the, I think my least favorite Final Smashes are the control a really fast character and zoom around ones, and I love that those all just got changed. Like you don't have to
Yeah,
do that
I
shit
agree.
anymore.
Super
Pikachu,
Sonic.
Sonic, yeah, Diddy Kong, or like we didn't see Diddy's yet, but I'm assuming his will be like that too.
And I'm guessing Yoshi's
Also
too,
Pichu.
Yeah.
DK's Final
Uh,
Smash is a big old
I guess
punch.
Young Link. So, Link got a new Final Smash. What was Link's Final Smash?
I think it was the Triforce.
Yeah. Well,
The
old
Guardian Arrow is the new
Yeah.
one.
An arrow.
Toon Link got Triforce Slash. So,
we don't. Yeah,
we don't know Young Link, so...
Fierce
I'm hoping-
Deity, maybe.
Yeah, I'm hoping
hoping.
it's like that thing that, like, his, like, really, like, final, focus spirit, like, special from
In
Hyrule Warriors.
Where
We're
he
like-
cuts the moon in half.
Yeah, where he cuts the Majora
That'd be
Moon in
tight.
half, and like I think that'd be really rad.
Also, a side note, I find it funny that they took Zelda and Sheik's old Final Smash and plopped it onto Link and just changed the animation.
Yeah. I also love. I wonder what Sheik's is gonna be then. I wonder if it'll be what
Oh, they
Zelda's
showed
is,
it.
which is just the tri-beam. Oh, what is Sheik's?
They showed it. It's like some of the other ones where she dashes at them and takes them up from the air, but it like does a Sheikah symbol and then she does it.
Oh, that's
Really?
cool.
I didn't see that anywhere.
That was in the E3 demo.
Yeah,
Oh.
Zelda definitely uses the tri-beam cannon.
and also on another Dragon Ball note, Wolf's pose in his art is just Wolfang Fist.
Yeah.
The other
Oh,
thing that's so funny about Zelda is she looks fucking elated when she uses the tri-beam too. Like
Oh,
she's just so
nice.
happy to seal you away
Interesting.
in a fucking dimension forever. She's just so psyched about your fucking inevitable death.
Interesting thing about Zelda's Final Smash, because they showed it again, people playing it in the demo. It was if you're like below 100%, it does like nothing. If you're above 100%, it just straight kills you.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I think a lot of them do that, because I'm guessing maybe battles just won't immediately knock you against the screen if you don't have that much damage.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know how it works. If it's just one punch, maybe it
One punch!
Man!
Should we move on to...
Well, I was going to bring up just a couple quick things.
Yeah.
A couple like
So many
UI
quick
changes. You can see clouds charge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
on
and
the
Villager
menu.
too.
Yeah.
You can see
Oh, yeah.
Villager, what they have holding in a little icon.
You can see like Robin.
Shulk, you can change between his three things. Like it's like
Yeah.
it like flowers out, and you can pick one. So you don't
Literally would validate me wanting to play as Shulk because I hate the way he works in
You can
Smash
see
4.
how long Robin has left on tones and the.
Yeah, you can see Tome and Sword.
And the one that didn't really show too much until like we saw like gameplay in the demo was Inkling, where you could see how much ink he had left.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's talk about Inkling. Should we talk about Inkling first?
Inkling looks really
they
cool.
They showed off Inkling after they showed off one thing though.
I don't think we need to go in order really though.
Let's talk about Inkling.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Inkling looks amazing, and it
Looks
like
fun.
I'm played the heck out of Inkling.
I feel like the resource management thing with the ink was like a cool way to make it feel like a unique character, and I feel like I think some of our newer, like the new characters that they've yet to show will have mechanics that are a little more complicated like that.
Some of the non-thing we haven't mentioned yet characters.
Right.
Yeah, so Inkling, there's 8 different ones, 4 boys, 4 girls. Each has a different look and a different color.
And
They showed the most popular Splatoon stage is the stage now. They showed everyone's favorite stage from Splatoon. It's now now in
Moray Towers.
Moray
stage.
Towers.
Monkey hates Moray Towers.
Moray Towers, the stage that is 60% of what you'll play on either Splatoon or Splatoon 2 at any given time.
It's just me apparently, because like the first 10 sessions of Splatoon 2 I played with these guys was just more tower.
They showed they did show a map that I think it might have been 8-player with 8 Inklings on Moray Towers, and it just looked like hilarious chaos. It looked like a lot of fun.
I'm interested to see like Inkling matches because they'll have their unique color and they actually like ink the stage.
Yeah, so you can ink up the stage. You have to you have to dive into it by holding your shield and then pressing B or something like that
And
to recharge your ink.
one thing they showed that so your dash attack it puts you in the squid form in the ground, and if you hold on your ink you go much faster.
Yeah.
Is this a good segue for stages then, I guess?
Wait, that have more to do with characters though.
I think we can just go and just jump around.
Yeah, I don't know if... Well, I guess you're right.
I don't know. Alright, what do you want to talk about with stages, Kingo? Because I don't know. For me, it's pretty simple.
Well,
A ton
yeah.
of them are back. Like
Most of them are
almost
back.
all of them are back. In the
like
game.
we know that there of the ones we know of 83.
That was 84.
Yeah.
84.
A bunch of us were pretty convinced that every stage is going to be back. I guess that's not the case now. It's been confirmed, but like...
Yep, we looked into the future for a confirmation because remember, this is still the same original night. All one take, baby.
It's definitely not, but...
Sis saying that really reassures me that it is.
I mean, like, I think they say, oh, not every stage is going to be back, but I think it's going to be most of them par for like Miiverse.
I think it's gonna be
Miiverse
most. I think now that they mentioned that, I think some more of them aren't gonna be back, but I still think we'll see some new returning ones.
I hope
I think
Gamer
they
doesn't
could,
come back.
I just want
I think-
Pokefloats.
I think they can probably ditch Pyrosphere because the gimmick is... Well, we'll get to that later.
Why? Why do they have to ditch that one? Why is the gimmick gone, Terrence?
We'll get to that later.
But they already showed that we're going to get boss battles back, like
Like
Yellow
Boss
They showed the
Devil.
Yellow
Baby.
Devil.
I mean, they could always...
Yeah. After Donkey predicted Boss Baby, that in hindsight turned out to be really good because they show that
I still want them to do my idea of Pyrosphere, where it's another boss from Other M, which would be Nightmare, who is cool because he was from Fusion, a good game, and I think he could mess with the gravity in the stage.
I'm cool with them erasing Pyrosphere.
That's true. I'm
And
fine
everything about Other M ever.
with it. I think Flat Zone 1 and 2, they won't come back because we have Flat Zone X, which is like a best of both.
Yeah. And we're unsure of which PictoChat is in the game, but we know one of them is.
And
Shoutouts to there having been another PictoChat. Did you remember that? People listening to this?
I forgot about it.
I did.
I did not.
I'm guessing we know Mushroom Kingdom 2 is back, and it looks awesome because it looks like Mario All Stars. I don't know if we're gonna get both Mushroom Kingdoms from 64 in Melee, but I would like to see one of them at least.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Pixel?
Oh, and I forgot.
Also, shout out to the stages section of the Smash Bros. Website, still not available.
I guess
Okay.
Go ahead, bud.
I was just gonna say, what do you guys think of stages being chosen first and then your character? Is that topical?
That's it. That's interesting.
That seems like a competitive change.
Yeah. I mean, the
I
other
think-
competitive change being toggleable stage hazards, but...
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
So-
That's so cool.
So there is normal stages without hazards, Omega stages still, and Battlefield versions of stages. So there's 4 versions of every stage. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like it's
definitely.
the Ultimate Smash Brothers or something.
Something I noticed is it's common sense, but the redone stages, like the Melee ones especially, look fucking great.
Yeah.
They've
Great.
touched the
Oh my
backgrounds
God.
up so much. They look gorgeous. Fucking Great Bay looks awesome. The jungle, the DK Rap level looks great.
Foresight?
Princess Peach's Castle specifically.
Yes.
Princess
Foresight.
Peach's Castle looks awesome.
Get over it, you lost that.
Did you remember that the Melee stage was called Princess Peach's Castle?
Yes!
Question of the day?
Wait, what's the thing about it?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm
Stupid.
worried.
Don't.
It's dumb, monkey. Don't.
We're gonna say
Anyway.
Pixel.
What?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
I was
I think Monkey
I was
Oh.
saying Foresight looked really cool.
Oh,
yeah.
It did.
Also, Foreside's back. Every Mother
Yeah.
stage is back, which is
Yeah,
cool
but-
because they're all pretty different.
I guess the one stage that I didn't quite like in the redesign was Saffron. It still kind of looked weird a little bit. They did
Yeah.
the best they could,
I
but
think for the N64 ones, they're trying to stick still kind of to the N64 look a little bit, like they did with
'cause
Smash 4.
They had gameplay of Saffron City, and it's still like the old sprites, but touched
Yeah,
up.
I kind of thought it was charming that the Pokemon still look kind of bad.
I like it.
it's not even about the Pokemon. I like that. It's just the
Yeah.
stage kind of looks clunky.
I get it. But yeah, Magic can't, one of my biggest requests is oh my god, even back in the days when I'm Porter new game, which I guess now we know, new fucking game, I was bring some of the cool 3DS stages in HD, because I would love to see Magicant in HD, and now we're
Yeah.
getting that, I'm so happy.
Magilent looks so good.
Magic Cat, and the one I was really happy about was Spirit Train. That looks awesome.
That's super cool.
I was especially really happy about Reset Bomb Forest. I know that was all of our favorite from the 3DS
Reset
game, and I'm just
Bomb
really glad to
Forest.
see that one back.
I'm glad that Tortimer's back.
Yeah, me actually for sure, me non-facetiously me too, because I loved that one.
Was it confirmed that Reset Bomb Force is back?
I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
What the hell's Reset Bomb Force?
It's a Kicker stage.
Shoutouts
That
to
song
the
came
version
out.
of the game that
Yeah.
Sizz played having
Yeah.
that one.
That's what it's called?
Reset-
Reset Bomb Forest?
Yeah. It's
Well,
from the game, Kid Icarus.
It's
Oh.
factory, not forest.
Reset Bomb Forest was one of those ones where you can see it in the background of somebody's
Oh,
picture.
yeah. I just didn't
Reset
realize it was
Bomb
called
Factory?
Reset Bomb Forest.
Yeah, because the idea is the reset bombs are from the goddess of nature, and basically when it explodes, it like just creates a giant like thing of wildlife. So
That just sounds
everyone
nasty.
it makes it a forest, basically.
Okay, I know the stage.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Or didn't remember that. Dumb name.
I want
It is called Reset Bomb Forest Slim. Fuck off.
It makes sense in the context of the game. Kid Icarus Uprising. I mean, you can still find it funny. I'm not going to be like, oh, don't. You need context to know that it's not fun. No, I'm not going to be that.
Let's all say Reset Bomb one last time before we move on.
No.
Reset bomb.
Reset bomb.
Take a shot every time.
John Pieces.
Don't do it.
Good call, son. John Peace is not in Smash Ultimate.
Not yet.
Ultimate game.
Not
They're
yet.
saving it. They're saving
I mean,
it.
They haven't
they
shown
also- they haven't shown Zeke from Zombies Ate My Neighbor either.
Yeah, he's
That's true.
definitely going to be in too.
But you know
Yeah.
who they did show?
Well, they didn't show Dr. John Doran.
What's up,
I
Pixel?
wanna...
I wanted You May Know Izumi back.
Was that the Pikmin song? Or
No.
what was that?
I know Huda.
What was
Alright.
that?
You may know
Let-
Hashire.
Let's move on.
Okay.
But yeah,
Um,
you know, they did show in a really
They did
weird
show off Daisy.
Yeah, they did this
Oh!
weird thing where they were like in the video, they had like Lucina and Dark Pit had like epsilon symbols next to their number, and we
Yeah.
did not know what that meant
Yeah.
until they were like, "Hey, these are called Echo Fighters. They're based off another character, basically the same thing, but a little different."
And they opened the goddamn floodgates for speculation with the Echo Fighter thing, I think.
Yikes.
Which I guess is going back to Monkey's thing about prom. I'm gonna say I knew something was up immediately because like when they were showing off the character, I was even like Lucina said 21E. 21 was Marth's number. What's going on? What are they doing?
So
When I first saw that, I just thought they meant like alts. Like I didn't think it was like
Yeah.
full-on characters.
Did you?
and then the speculation starts. I'm not gonna get fully into it, but I definitely know there's 3 that I'm pretty sure are gonna be in the game.
Back to what you're saying about Crom. I mean, I kind of hope not. Like my feelings, even about Awakening aside, kind of just not being one of my favorites. There's 2 characters from the game already.
It's boring too.
But like, he is
I agree.
boring, and I do like. I'm not the biggest fan of Awakening, but I gotta give it credit where credit's due. It saved the damn series.
Okay.
Who are the 3 that you think are gonna be in? I guess other than Crom Monkey.
Well, other than Crom, the 2 that I think are the most likely would be one is Dark Samus, mainly
Yes.
because
Yeah. That's
like
the one that I think is almost, I wouldn't say confirmed, but like more or less like it's
Well,
very
like,
probable. I think.
the lack of costume replaced with something else from a different Metroid game, and also the lack of assist trophy shown in the demo is what's leading to the. And the other one, a little more shaky, but still kind of believable. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely agree with both of those.
Because,
Yeah.
same thing. They didn't show his assist trophy, and Knuckles is an
And
assist
Knuckles,
trophy now.
Yep. No, it is
And Knuckles.
So there's Ultimate and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Now, all we
Unfortunately, Knuckles, the assist trophy does not look that cool. He looks pretty lame.
Now all we need is DLC of which we call Dante, and it'll be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Knuckles featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
It will.
Hey,
Wow.
there is a new Devil May Cry coming out, so never count it
Yeah.
out.
Have that weird, janky, long-haired Dante
Yeah.
at the end of the DMC5 trailer.
The meth head Dante from the trailer.
Not even once.
So those are my ideas for echoes of what is the most likely. You guys any got most likely echoes?
For me, just because, like you said, the E3 build had a lot of assist trophies, but it didn't have Dark Samus, and also they removed the Dark Samus skin. I feel like that one is pretty likely, and I would like to see that one a lot.
You know, a weird idea I had for one, Ninten.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Just because then we could see his
Then we
photos
could
instead.
get
Fucking,
like fucking Anna
Lloyd
and
Anna,
Lloyd. Yeah.
Who the hell? Wait, who?
From
Her mother.
Mother One.
Earthbound Beginnings.
The the one echo I want that's probably the biggest long shot would be Dylan from Dylan's Rolling Western as Sonic.
I feel like if they were gonna
Monkey, but like, what is Dylan's dead heat?
Yeah, what
Dicklick.
genre is it?
Tower defense.
I don't believe
Racing
you.
game.
This is
I
a
don't
meme.
know about
Who has
that.
played?
This is a bit.
Who has played Dylan's shaky shooters? I don't know.
Who has played a game?
No one.
Uh,
So Nintendo, I guess Nintendo Sakurai, whatever. They've finally acknowledged clone fighters for the
Yeah.
in a major way, and
Yeah.
so they've confirmed that Lucina, Dark Pit, and Daisy are all clone fighters. But they were like Dr. Mario, not, I guess. And
Well,
Damn,
they-
down
they-
B.
Well, no, not only down B, but if you watch Dr. Mario's trailer, he has like a dunk on his down air now.
that's super
He's
cool,
like,
by the way.
Yeah.
there's some other characters where it's kind of like, oh, I thought that would have been
I mean,
considered a
Peach.
I think,
Echo, but
I think the point was it's supposed to be like literally the same character except for one or two mechanics
Yeah.
changed. Not new moves.
Like
I mean,
Wolf
but
is
that's
not a
not-
clone character. Like, Pichu's not a clone character. They are similar, but they're not like Lucina or something.
Yeah, like
Fair.
Lucina, like one for one, had Mark's moves. The only difference was the tipper.
and I can't believe I guess people maybe have gotten off this horse now, but no, Lucario is in no way a Mewtwo clone.
No,
How
stop
did-
everyone.
How did anyone ever think that?
People are dumb.
I think they did a good job at legitimizing clones by giving them a cool sounding name.
This is an interesting.
And the one they showed, Daisy, is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than
I
any
never-
other possible Mario character. No
I
one
never thought Daisy would ever be in Smash Brothers, and I never really
I
wanted
never-
her until they were like, "Hey, we can put her in like this," and then I was like, "All right, cool."
It's like Daisy gets in because she's a carbon copy of a character who actually matters. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so the bush we're all beating around is that Waluigi is not in the game as a playable character. He's there as an assist trophy where he belongs.
Yeah.
I
End of
literally
topic.
don't even want to give energy to the Waluigi
End
thing
of
because
topic.
it's
No,
so
we're not gonna
fucking
talk about it.
stupid. Yeah, I think we should just be done with it right now.
I think just my favorite part was to drive the point home. Not only did they show him as an assist trophy, they also killed him in the same.
Marth killed him, and I love it. I want a gif of that on repeat for no particular reason, but just for that to be posted everywhere on the internet.
Yeah. They did show a bunch of, I wouldn't say more competitive mechanics, but mechanics that just make the game feel better. I feel like they showed like assorted stuff off like that, which I thought was nice for us to get to see that.
Mhm.
You know, I don't care that we spent a little time on throw canceling or anything in
was-
particular, you know,
that was
but
also in the
Yeah.
treehouse
it was
anyway.
yes.
I was gonna say maybe we can like talk on some of the assist trophies some more because there were some cool ones. I mean, I know we did talk about. We need to talk about Bomberman. I feel like.
Bomberman.
Look,
Bomberman's an assist
Yep.
trophy.
Okay, so
okay, go ahead, Karen.
I was actually gonna say I was interested on what Slim thinks. Since I think he's probably the biggest Bomberman fan here, probably.
I really love Bomberman, and going back to like even Smash 64, like that was kind of a character like because I didn't really know about the whole like third party stuff. Well, I thought that I was just like, oh, he's on a Nintendo console, he's a Nintendo character.
Right.
So like I kind of thought that Bomberman would be an interesting idea for Smash. His moveset would be weird, but I always thought he'd be an interesting inclusion, and he did start on the NES, which makes sense. But yeah, he's an assist trophy, and after kind of going over again the moveset thing, I think that is perfect. I think assist trophy is a perfect role for Bomberman. I think that's cool, and it's cool saying that.
I
So
think
did
it would have
he-
been fine if they had made him a real character, like, because he's classic. But I like
Oh,
that
yeah.
he's an assistant.
I was also on the team of make up a character.
I think this is a more
find it-
fitting idea.
Did anybody find it really weird when they like showed him off? It was like, and somebody may be like photo bombing. I think, yep, it's him.
It's him.
It's
I think that was just because they knew people, wanted him in the game.
Yeah.
So it's a good start for Bomberman. It's a good stepping stone. Assist trophies have been turned into full characters.
Well, one.
Um,
One,
uh,
but there's
what
a
other
precedent.
cool ones
The
were there?
most deserving one though.
Suke-po?
I knew Pixel was gonna bring up Sukapone.
What is
What
Sukapone?
is it? What is Sukapone?
It's a fighting robot from an old NES Japan only game.
Okay.
Okay.
And also the Nintendog.
They changed the Nintendo. It's a different breed now. What is it?
It's like a poodle. What threw me off was I didn't realize they changed them for every game. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
like-
actually ever notice that. Till I mentioned it.
Speaking of screen ones, Callie and Marie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It zooms in on their concert, and that reduces the screen size, and the blast zone goes along with it. So it basically turns it into battle royale mode.
basically into a dead zone.
Into dead zone.
Speaking of blast zones, did you guys see like when they knocked you off the screen and you were near the blast zones? It came up with like a little mini map.
Yeah,
That seems super
Yeah,
cool.
there's some new features. Like, yep, that's cool.
that is cool. Like, oh my god, there's just so much to fucking talk about with this game.
Yeah, we could really be here all day. I don't know if anybody... Do you guys have anything else, like, for little, like, things, like changes and stuff that you guys think are really cool?
For reference, the Nintendo in Brawl was a Labrador Retriever. In 4, it's a French Bulldog.
Shoutouts to Gus.
And in Ultimate, it is a Poodle.
Okay.
A toy
Actually,
Poodle.
one change I did like to point out. I should have talked about this when we were doing fighters, but Mac is a bit more of an air fighter now. He doesn't go into free fall when you use his side B, so you can actually side B off the side of the stage and then come back from it.
Yeah, and
The
that
most
thing that
reckless
literally everyone who's ever played Little Mac has done at least once.
Yes,
Side B off the edge of the
definitely.
stage.
Absolutely.
So like you can side B and then you can like directional air dodge right back to the stage.
That's pretty cool. Let's see, that was relevant because we just talked about the one character who was an assist trophy that became
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he was the most deserving.
There's a couple
he
new
had
items.
a glow up when he was in
Yeah.
this trophy.
There's a couple new items. The coolest of which I think is the fake Smash Ball.
That is kind of cool.
That one's
Yeah,
interesting.
It's just slightly different looking than a regular one, and when you break it open,
sideways.
it's a big screen nuke.
They
But,
added a couple Alola Pokemon to the Pokeballs, which are, especially Alolan Raichu, which is cool because now we have the whole Pikachu line in the game.
We also have Beware who just fucking uppercuts you into oblivion, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Sure, you can.
Just at some point, maybe today, not to date the video or anything, we found out. I guess Solgaleo and Lunala are going to be Pokemon. That's neat.
We knew
they were in the-
Solgaleo.
They were in the three.
Well,
Oh, okay.
At
we
least
saw
one of them.
Okay. Well, that was like a picture of the day thing today.
Where have they been doing those? I mean, this is
It's on
not
Smash
relevant to our
Brothers
video.
blog.
Right?
Yeah.
It's on a blog.
Where will they be doing
It's on the
those in
website.
about a week?
There's like a
from now?
blog section.
Oh, okay. So we should be checking that every day then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
they've
seems
been
like-
adding music like Bomb Rush Blush and
Every
Oh,
Tuesday seems
like-
like.
yeah.
Snipper
And
Clip song.
Pixel, they added a Snipper Clip song.
Pixel snipper clips.
They added a Snipper Clip song composed. They added a Snipper Clip song by the person who composed Metal Gear Solid 2.
Look, I know
All
people
right.
are getting really hype about that, but also Smash Bros has always been like that. I don't know.
I
I
know,
want to
it's-
clear the air that like Nobuo Uematsu
Ditto.
wrote the theme to Brawl.
Yeah.
Like they've always brought in cool composers
I
to
just
arrange
find
random
it
songs.
funny like how like removed Metal Gear Solid is from Snipper.
Snipper Clips.
But you know, all those
Um,
composers are like free agents now, so they, you know.
Okay, so I guess, we move on to the last big reveal.
Yes.
The last big
Uh,
reveal.
I mean. fuck it.
yeah, the biggest reveal. Mario fucking died.
Yeah,
Well,
Mario.
Samus- Samus and Mario and fucking Mega Man were just going to Krispy Kreme, walking through like a weird space bridge thing because they were on a donut. They were jonesing for some donesins,
As we
and they
all
wanted
are.
to grab some nice confections.
Mhm.
And then Mega Man and Mario fucking died.
As we
Just-
all do.
Some of the most classic gaming icons. Two of my favorite series, and just they're dead, man. I'm so
They're
sad.
Fucking killed.
Murdered
By
Big Rid.
motherfucking Ridley is now playable.
Character who was never too big to be in Smash.
Nope.
And if you thought that was a real... I mean, I know Sakurai was like, hey, he's a little too big or something, but if you believed in that, if you believed he was too big, you were wrong, and I don't like like you anymore. I'm just.
Jesus.
And I spit on your grave.
Ridley's in the game, guys.
It's pretty fucking.
What should we call it? And Sakurai said something about it was like specifically like demand from the West was what put him in.
Yeah, okay. Well, I know, like,
He did. He said he was very popular in Western audiences.
well, I do know, like, Little Mac, like, Punch-Out's not very popular in Japan. I mean, even then, yeah, Metroid's not even that popular in Japan, but, like, I know, like, a lot of Japanese people are like, why the fuck is Little Mac in this game? And I'm like, to be fair, I know a lot of people in this country that are like, why Little Mac? And I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, all of you. Little Mac deserves to be in Smash.
Basically everyone but us has shitty opinions about Smash Brothers.
Like, Little Mac has deserved to be in since Smash 64. The fact that it took him till 4 is a crime.
Anyway, Ridley.
Ridley! He looks so fucking cool.
He looks fucking... First of all, I love the design they went with for
He's
him.
brutal
Gone
and
are the
savage.
days of the fucking duck lips Ridley from Other M who looked awful. He's like... Oh man, he's creepy looking and he's like almost like gross a little bit. Like it looks like his skin is like flaking off kind of in the most metal fucking way possible.
Looks fucking brutal, which is what I think of when I think of Ridley, so I'm fucking happy. It's a really
I love
cool
how Ridley they went with him.
I mean, just that he starts off by fucking killing Mario and Mega Man. That's such a fucking, like, evil bastard Ridley thing to do.
And then he spins Mario's hat around like in
I
Mario
love
Odyssey.
that image
Like it's
so much.
silly. It's just a game to him. He's
As a funny side note, I love there was a meme going around where somebody was like, I can't believe who they announced for Smash Brothers, and there was just a picture of Daisy Ridley from Star Wars.
Yeah, it's pretty funny that it was Daisy Ridley.
I know we were gonna talk about it, or we like foreshadowed it earlier. How about that fucking final smash of his?
So
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
He just throws them
he
against.
literally kills Samus regardless of who's final smash.
He kills them and Samus.
It's so fucking awesome. And his first of all, there's a Metal Ridley costume.
Yeah.
Or Meta Ridley.
Straight out of Metroid Prime.
Cool.
My favorite game.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
I'm
Then
gonna,
there's
I'm gonna be rocking that one. I can't lie, but I probably will play as the other Ridley too.
I'm definitely gonna be maining like the red like Super Metroid box art Ridley because everyone knows how well. Maybe not everyone knows, but if you don't know, I fucking love Super Metroid. One of my all-time favorite games. There's also like well, I mean he's purple already, but there's like a more neon purple with like green wings, which is like the NES Metroid.
Yeah, all of his looks are based on some.
There's like the green
iteration
one,
of him.
like a weird green one, which is I guess based off his Zero Mission art. There's like one that's like based off Ridley X from Fusion. It's just so fucking cool. They went all out with Ridley, and I love it. Metroid deserved another rep, and I mean he's the most deserving. I feel like.
And honestly, I hope we get Dark Samus as an Echo Fighter too. I feel like that would be good.
I feel like, this is the game for Metroid. They get 2 fucking new characters. It'll be great.
You know what?
His moves look tight too. Like that stab move looks honestly like. I know it's hard to tell until the game comes out, but it looks a little like if you can land it well, it looks like really good. Like it basically puts you in stun, and you can just kill people from it.
From the impressions, it was like if you hit it, it's like the best move in the game. If you get anywhere that isn't that exact point, it does nothing.
I also think he now has the coolest version of the Raptor boost, where he does that thing from Brawl, where he like grabs you and slides you along the ground. That shit is so cool.
Oh my god! And I know one of his moves is like the it looked like the fireballs, like and it went in like the arcing like angle pattern, like from Metroid 1, I guess.
And if you can hit him in the mouth while he's using the fireballs, he takes like extra damage because that's his weak point in Metroid.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did they show anything that looks like him pogo sticking with his tail?
Weirdly, I was actually just gonna bring that up. Because they showed the tail attack, and I was like, that's gotta be like his down air or something. But I don't think they did show that.
I hope it is.
Which I thought was a really weird omission. But I don't remember what his actual down air did look like if they showed that. So hopefully it's still in the game.
Because that was always an attack. It just seems so silly for Ridley, but I think that's really interesting.
Honestly, when I think of him, that's what I think of for an attack. So I hope that it is in the game because it's a really classic.
I know this would not be good because it would make online unplayable of anyone picked Ridley, but I do kind of think it'd be funny if one of his taunts was the GBA Ridley screech. It's just
impossibly shrill.
It's coming from a GBA speaker too.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
And the gain is turned up really fucking high on it, so it deafens you regardless of what your CD volume is.
So ridiculous. Oh my god, I'm so happy about Ridley.
Does anyone else have any Ridley thoughts?
Anyone else? After me and Taryn literally geeked out about Ridley for 5 minutes straight, does anybody else think? Do you guys think he looks cool?
He looks really cool. I definitely back in Smash Bros. Was on the camp that I really kind of didn't want to see him, but now that he's in, I think he looks fucking awesome.
I would say of the realistic characters, which I, as a smart, intellectual person, included him in.
Fuck off.
He was maybe my most wanted one, so this was a really good way to start Smash season for me.
Also, we're still doing other people. Slim, did you want to say anything about Ridley or?
He killed one of my favorite video game characters of all time, so I have nothing to say about him.
Mario's not in the game anymore.
Hold on, Slim. Which one?
Both.
Mega Man, Mario, or Samus?
I was talking about Mario. Well, Samus came back. You saw her jump off the shit.
He killed her
again.
But I'm seriously I think I've been wanting Ridley for a long time too. I think that it made no sense not to have him. I know they're kind of going the boss route with Brawl, and maybe the big thing kind of had sense there, but I don't know. I thought he really should have been in Smash 4, but I'm glad that he's in now, and I think it's a good character, and I look forward to possible other character additions too, because there could be.
Yeah, so Sakurai explicitly said there won't be as many new characters because everyone is here.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm expecting maybe 3 to 5 more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, Pixel. What about you? I know you've kind of recently gotten into Metroid.
Yeah, Pixel likes Metroid.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Is that it?
That's it.
I don't know. Y'all said a lot.
Yeah,
I've said y'all in my life.
Me and Stack really did geek out.
Yeah, to be fair on this one, Taryn and I really did say a lot about it.
Okay.
I guess
But,
characters we would want. That's what...
Yeah, I was gonna suggest we maybe
Alright,
each of us said
everyone
one character we'd
Pick
really want.
one most wanted character.
Oh,
Rapid fire.
Chrono. Not gonna happen. Chrono.
Slim?
John Pieces.
Okay.
No.
Pixel?
Okay, no, I'll put a real answer.
It's gonna happen. They're gonna add the
It's
arms.
gonna happen. Well, okay, yeah, I deserve another answer because it's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
Fair.
I've been really back and forth on this. I guess I'm still gonna go with K. Rool. I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a great one.
You know what? I was gonna bring this up. Donkey Kong is also Metroid got another rep, which it needed. Donkey Kong only still has 2.
Yeah, I think getting Ridley, I'm like, all right, now we got to get K. Rool in here too. It sucks to leave him out for the big film voice.
I would also be fine with Dixie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dixie would
Pixel?
be cool.
Oh, we're gonna get the arms rep because we need the arms commentator to commentate every single character.
That's your most wanted?
We need
Is
like
an arms?
3 different codecs in the game.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Pixel
sis.
wants the arms guy to be the
Okay.
snake codec calls for Smash Ultimate because he is a fucking anarchist. That's why he wants
Monkey.
that.
What's your most wanted?
Okay, so along the lines of how they said, which we call Donkey Kong needs representation, I think F-Zero needs representation. So if only for that, I say Black Shadow, but my most wanted is Isaac from Golden Sun.
Okay. Snack?
My most wanted is Simon Belmont from Castlevania.
That's a good one.
If they got all the other third-party guys back, I think they and Snake's back from Konami. I think they could get Simon from Konami too.
I feel like I
And
know
mine
this
is Sora.
Oh, okay. That actually wasn't what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I thought you were gonna say. Well, this is another character I would want to, but I thought you were gonna say Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, okay. I'd rather have. I think Sora has more chance.
For sure, I get that.
More being like 0.1% versus 0.01%. Like.
I feel like at this point, maybe Crash would be more likely, but I don't know.
Okay.
Mainly because Sora's owned by Disney.
True. That's the one thing that sets in there.
So just censor this whole game.
But
Yeah, because then you'd have to put like Donald Duck and Goofy in his final Smash, and that would be like I feel like the game might
that would
implode
never
if that happened.
Any
That would be insane.
final
Gosh,
thoughts?
hurts.
I mean, it would
Oil.
help. It would help skip a few steps when it comes to like the degrees of separation between characters.
What's wrong with y'all?
if Donald was in Smash, that would mean fucking Jabba the Hutt is canon to Smash because Disney.
That would mean Scrooge McDuck would be in Smash.
Look off all of you. Okay, final thoughts on Smash Ultimate. Go.
I think for me, it is the best game ever.
It
Ever.
looks awesome. I can't wait to play it, and it's coming out in December this year.
December 7th,
They did
2018.
it, guys. They made it.
I can't wait to unlock everybody from the 8s up to 60 plus. Yeah.
I'm a little iffy on that, but
I'm really interested to see how they're gonna do that. But yeah, like I love unlocking stuff in Smash Bros, so I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, I'm holding reservation for it still because it could either be really it could be like a cool return to form or it could be tedious. I don't know yet.
Yeah, so they said, I don't know if they've explicitly said, but it's been more or less implied that the starting roster is the original N64 8.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And-
Is it the 8 or is it the 12?
I
it's the
think
8.
it's just the 8. But they've said they're making characters
it seemed like they were
easy to
implying the
unlock
12.
so that it's constantly happening.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they might have implied the 12. I don't know.
No. It showed the 8 at the beginning, but then they showed like the 12 right after. So I feel like those are the first characters you unlock.
Okay.
Yeah, I did do that.
But I feel like they'd be the first 4 you unlock, and then it kind of spurs out.
We'll see. Maybe you get a choice. Maybe it's like, okay, here you get one character unlock token. Here's like, maybe you can pick from all of them. Or,
Maybe
you
it's-
know, here's
maybe
5 or
it's
6
loot-
to pick from.
Loot
Maybe it's loot boxes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You use 5 fighter tokens to get a random fighter.
Maybe it's the loot boxes.
No.
Maybe Fortnite from Fortnite will be in the game.
The one thing I want to say, just to kind of wrap my thoughts off here, is when they first kind of showed that Smash at that one direct where like Inkling was going to be a character and whatnot, you know, I wasn't like as stoked as many other people were. Not because like I think Smash is overrated or anything. I love Smash. It's just that 4 just kind of like put me in a place where it's like, you know, this is good, but like it's not bringing the same charm that like Melee or Brawl brought for me.
Right.
And you know, going into the C3, I was really not really skeptical, but I was looking just for like something that's like, okay, I'm looking for something to get me excited about this game again. And it completely caught me off guard. It became honestly my game of E3, and I wasn't expecting it to. Like, I thought it was just going to be like just kind of an update of Smash 4, and it completely blew my expectations away, and I'm very much looking forward to it when it comes out in December.
Yeah, I know you mentioned the Everyone Is Here moment being like a big moment for you too.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of like in the same boat. Like, not because I mean, as you know, Smash 4, I get it because like, you know, like it really focuses on multiplayer. There's really not much single player content here, so I guess it does feel like kind of stripped down in that regard. It feels more like a multiplayer experience. But I still would say it was my favorite, just because it was, in my opinion, the best multiplayer experience we'd had. And that's my big thing about Smash is that. And but this I'm like, because even going in, I'm like, I don't know, port or new game. But I was kind of I was like, it could be either at this point.
And it's kind of both.
Yeah, I'd say it's a new game at this point, basically.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's the least new game in Smash.
Yeah.
I don't even know about that. Yeah, maybe. But like I said, when I was like, I think this is gonna be cool. Like, I think this is gonna be good to see. I completely underestimated how much I would love it when I saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now all we need is a proper classic mode and it'll be the best game ever.
Yeah, that was gonna be my final point. Is I hope there's a solid single player.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if I want a story mode like they did with with Brawl again, but I would like to see something that's more interesting than what we got with 4.
I just want the classic mode. I just want like 2 fights, distraction, 2 fights, the medal, fighting theme, 2 fights, and the fucking.
Maybe we want some break the targets.
Break the targets. Let's have some targets. Bomb blast thing.
Or even like, I think it would even be cool. Like, I guess this would be a lot of work with how many characters there are. They already got to do like work for every Kirby cat, but like, I don't. It would be cool to see individual target tests, but that might be.
Yeah, I mean that's always been one of my like.
Maybe DLC.
That's been one of like target test is like my favorite extra mode from in Smash history, and I agree, Taryn. It would be a lot of work for them to put in, but I think it would be worth it.
I wouldn't mind paying. I'd pay $5 for a DLC of target test for every character.
I was gonna say, what if there's? I said this would also be like pretty crazy considering where we're at in the series. But like, then they could do like a melee style adventure mode. But then because there's so many series reps, there would be so many levels to go through.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it would take an hour.
You did like the Mario's like all the original 8, and then like the F-Zero stage and like the Earthbound stage, and then it's just like Metal Gear Solid stage, Mega Man stage, Pac-Man stage, like Jesus Christ.
That honestly,
you get to go through Don Corneo's mansion and seduce him.
that could be the story mode, honestly, and I would think it would be cooler than Subspace, like save the cutscenes. Like, what if the story mode was just you play through a little map based on everyone's game or something?
Yeah.
So, and it would kind of be like story mode, but it would also kind of be like adventure map.
Okay.
I'm feeling.
Anyone else? Final thoughts for Smash?
I think I'm good.
Monkey,
Yeah.
Pixel.
I think it is gonna be like the best game ever, and I am super excited. I already feel it paid in full.
Okay. Any final thoughts on Nintendo's conference as a whole?
I guess we can kind of go over this because I guess Pixel did kind of get removed from the call for she should be right back. But as far as Nintendo's conference overall, like we kind of talked about this at the very beginning, but it's definitely one of those cases where it's like if you were really, really, really hyped about Smash and got excited about what you saw from that, this was probably a really good conference for you. But overall, like they didn't really show a whole lot. So if you had to compare them with like all the other conferences, like I wouldn't say Nintendo did the best or anything, but it definitely had like my most excited for and couple of excited for games. So that's kind of what I am about the conference.
Me
There's
too.
stuff I'm excited for, but it's definitely like if you look at it like objectively, then there are definitely like I can see some people not really enjoying that at all.
Yeah,
It's definitely
For
very
Nintendo,
all or nothing.
Yeah.
You're either hyped about Smash, which most of the people are, but not everyone is. A lot of people wanted an Animal Crossing. People wanted to see something from Metroid Prime 4 maybe, and we didn't get those things. Yoshi, who's been missing on tax evasion, still. Dumb meme, dumb joke.
I
I think one thing to remember is there was a year, 2 years ago or something, where Nintendo just showed Breath of the Wild.
That is true.
So I feel like generally their priorities for E3 is not necessarily the same to show a bunch of shit. It's to show their biggest upcoming thing, which Smash Ultimate definitely is their biggest upcoming thing.
Sure.
And we'll get a Nintendo Direct in the fall that will have another big reveal or
and that's the
some more
difference between
coverage for that.
Nintendo and the other companies. They do these.
I will say, Nintendo last year was a bit different. They showed quite a bit of stuff there.
Yeah, they did. They for sure did.
I'd say that one was probably better for me overall, but yeah.
It was more balanced.
I think also because it had a pretty good treehouse. I think we all agree Smash game of Nintendo Direct this year, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it really is the only game now, but yeah.
Overcooked 2.
But I was gonna say, like,
Strikers.
it was a little disheartening because of how much the treehouse added last year, and that it even revealed new games. That this year it was like, all right, they're starting with Smash, cool, and they're gonna show another thing from the E3 this year, and then Smash again, and then here's a Mario Party board, and then more Smash. It was okay, I'm already sold on this game, and I'm not really feeling like I'm learning anything new about Smash at this point, so it's a little iffy on that front.
I think it may be more of an in-between year this year than it was last year. Their 3DS is cooling.
I think that's the case.
3DS is definitely cooling down. I know we got a couple of those revealed at that last Direct that they showed the first part of Smash at. But
story.
It's not like they're gonna they didn't have a 3DS Metroid to show and all. I feel like this is maybe just a year where they're more working on things than they have stuff really to show.
Because there have been a lot of solid releases this year, but last year was a really big near Nintendo year. Breath of the Wild and Odyssey were just both really big releases.
So if you're gonna have a Smash Brothers come out in your transition year, that's still pretty fucking hot, right? That's still pretty good.
Right?
And even a Pokemon spinoff, I mean, next year, we're gonna get I think next year will be even bigger for the Switch than maybe not 2017, but definitely this year.
Yeah, I think it'll be another big one.
It's only getting better for the Switch.
Yeah.
Especially now that we got Fortnite, baby.
I was definitely a lot more interested in the Treehouse event last year, which is weird because I didn't own a Switch, but now that I do, I didn't watch any of the Treehouse this year.
I watched a little bit of it.
For some reason, I guess.
Also, shout-outs to the 2 tournaments which were both pretty fun to watch. I watched the Splatoon
I didn't watch any
one,
of that.
Was really hype, and the Smash one was cool too because they had some Smashers in it.
Yeah, I watched a bit of the Smash one.
Splatoon one led to the great moment of during the Direct. It said, "Oh yes, Octo expansion coming this summer," and then later they're during the Invitational, "Oh yeah, it's tomorrow."
Yeah, that was another cool little thing.
Yeah, they were definitely super cagey about when the Octo expansion was going to release for a while, and even during the sizzle reel, they didn't give a date.
I think it's just because they wanted to reveal it at the
the tournament. Yeah, definitely. It was just kind of a little bit
Do we have any overall thoughts about E3 in general? Because I feel like I've kind of said all I needed to say, honestly.
Basically, for me, I don't think it was as great as it was last year, but I think it was still really good. Better than 2 or 3 years ago when I was I'm just sick of E3.
Yeah.
I don't really care about this anymore, but it's still good, so I'm not gonna complain about it. Overall, good.
I guess I'll say maybe because of Nintendo kind of picking up, because 2016 I do think Breath of the Wild looks cool, but it wasn't okay, it's just Breath of the Wild, and then maybe some Pokemon Sun and Moon in between. And 2015's was just not very good. So it's cool, especially with last year, I thought it was all right, Nintendo's kind of bringing it back, for E3, and I think this year wasn't overall as good. Because, I will say, Nintendo is, always, the one I'm most interested in, because that's the company I care most about. And,
Same.
even this year, I'll say Xbox probably had the best show. Nintendo was still the one I was most excited about, and still got the most enjoyment out of as someone, just as a person watching. Like subjectively, it was my favorite, but like I would say it wasn't as good as last year's. But and the E3 overall, at first I'm like, because there was a lot we were expecting from Nintendo, I think I was like expecting this to be a better E3 than it was, especially because EA was EA, but Microsoft and Bethesda like really started had pretty strong conferences. So I was like, oh my god, if Sony and Nintendo bring it, like, holy crap, this is going to be a great E3. And I don't think they delivered quite as good as I thought they would, but also Smash was like the game I've been most hyped about at E3 for in the last couple of years. So.
Sony could have brought it.
They could have.
They're so close.
If their show hadn't been a disaster, I think they would have brought it, basically.
They could have just brought it to the right venue to begin with. That would have been fine.
That's pretty good.
Good time.
E3 was pretty solid for me. Each conference, I think there was at least one game from each conference where I was like, okay, this is the one I want to pay attention to and look out for. I got to see Kingdom Hearts stuff. Bummed that it got pushed back. That got announced during this. Whatever.
It's gonna be better when it releases.
That's true.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. There was good stuff. There was bad stuff. There was cringe stuff. But what else is new?
It ain't E3 without cringe, baby.
Yeah, baby. It can be an E3 without the Division. Certainly got a lot of that.
Division's back, guys.
Guys, the Division is back, and it is not going away.
Maybe Division from the Division will get into Smash Brothers.
Oh,
Don't
God,
say
I hope
that.
not.
Nintendo's best friends with Ubisoft now, and we don't really have an Ubisoft rep, so maybe Division will be the one.
Miyamoto is best friends with that guy.
Over Rayman, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Division.
Division guy
the
over
Division.
Rayman.
Division from the Division.
Okay.
From me.
I hate life.
I hate it too.
Anyone
Yeah.
else? Monkey? E3 thoughts? You weren't here for the first
So yeah.
part. You want to go quick?
It was just such a shock that Sony had Banjo. I mean,
Sony had Banjo. You're right.
yeah. Other than that, I actually quite enjoyed Limited Run's showing some interesting games.
We didn't really talk much about that, but
but I enjoyed it.
Limited Run, the physical.
I didn't watch it.
Slim was kind of mad because he got a lot of those games digitally.
Yeah.
Understandably.
I prefer games physical, so it's kind
And
of sucks.
Now I can get Ghost Story physically, so I'm pretty happy. Other than that, there was some cool stuff at Sony that I liked, like Scooter Man, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And other than that, there just wasn't much for me.
I'm looking forward to picking up Dust and Elysian Tale for that physical copy for the Switch. It's a good Metroidvania style game.
Oh yeah.
It was I played it on the 360. Super good. Check it out.
That was
I mean,
also a limited run, just to clarify with people.
Yeah.
Limited Run's conference was just memes. They had a running in the 90s thing happen, and they had
They had a dog.
yeah.
Just
Anyway, that's it for my thoughts.
Okay. Devolver Digital was excellent. We'll find out the conclusion to that story arc next year, I
I'm
guess.
so hyped now.
Why?
Why am I hyped?
Well, I guess I need to go watch that. I haven't even watched
I
that.
care so goddamn much
Monkey, go
about
watch it.
Why?
Go watch it, Monkey. Go watch last year's if you need a refresher.
Oh, I know what happened.
Okay.
We'll let everyone do that then. So I guess we can wrap up this video.
Yeah.
Is you guys want to sign off, say something, plug your channel or something?
I mean, we can
That's in the
sounds
description.
No.
All right.
All right. See ya for next Puddle Talk, whatever that is.
Yep.
Yeah.
On behalf
Later,
of all the
everyone.
splashers and Pixel, bye.
Yay.
Bye.
That's pretty good, right?